Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
Canelo, are you ready? I was born ready.
Considered by many to be, pound for pound, the best fighter in the world today. 4-division, 5-time world champion.
Oh, look at this guy.
He is now boxing's first ever undisputed super middleweight champion of the world.
Damas y caballeros de Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico.
¡Viva México, cabrones! You know my level, and you will see, because I'm gonna fuck out everybody.
You know, I mean, I would love to fight Canelo. I would love to show the world that I'm the best.
I want to get Canelo out here to Houston.
Oh, Canelo, where your cojones at? Let's get it.
Payday, you want payday. I know that. Man, you fight with nobody.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
Listos pelos chingazos.
He smacked the shit out of Canelo in
Get
person.
the fuck out of here, man. Please. I'm gonna knock out this guy. Mira, en este momento puedo hacer lo que yo quiera, ¿no?
Saul Canelo Alvarez.
SDS Promotions.
That's funny? You think that's funny?
A little bit.
Canelo, are you ready?
I was born ready.
Buenos dias. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs. Find me on TikTok at Nestor Gibbs. You can also catch me on YouTube at youtube.com/Nestor Gibbs and catch my new project, which will be airing May 24th. It is a separate podcast from the Boxing Voice, and it will have nothing to do with boxing, even though I kind of spoke a little bit of boxing. But Danny, what up?
What up, champ? How are you?
I'm good.
It's Friday.
It is, even though every day's Friday for me.
It's weighing day.
Who's weighing in?
David Benavidez is weighing in. David Lemieux's weighing in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Yo Elvis Gomez. Jamel Herring. Couple guys hitting the scale, champ.
You gonna make that live bet?
I'm. You know, it's funny. I was thinking in my head. Let me check if it changed overnight.
Yeah, let's see that.
Check. If
I
this line changed.
woke up to a Bible scripture from one of our listeners.
Whoa.
Explaining to me why you and I are wrong
About?
in picking Jamel in the Jermaine Ortiz fight, and why he's gonna get stopped.
Somebody literally sent you a Bible scripture?
Bro, I swear to God, this shit was about this. I actually sat there and read it, but I don't even read women's paragraphs when they that long. But I'm like, maybe he knows something.
You don't read women? Oh, you talking about through text message? I got you.
So what did he say? What did he say? This Moses-like Bible scription writing, boxing mind. What did he say?
He said that Ringball just spilled a little bit of coffee on the shirt.
Brand new. You just got the shirt yesterday. It hasn't even been 24 hours.
That's crazy. I just took mine out of my bag this morning.
I'm about to call Miss Corrales Lewis right now and tell her what you did.
He said that we sleeping on this Ortiz guy and that he sees Herring getting stopped. That Ortiz is way too active and has a high punch out. High punch. Well, he meant like a high
output.
I love Herring just like y'all, but remember that when Herring can't get his way, he gets discouraged. And I also remember him quitting in the corner of that fight when he got headbutt that time, I think.
So did Mike.
He was leaking.
He said, y'all bet him with your heart on this one. To be honest, I agree with the pick on Richards, though. But the fight with Ortiz versus Adorno, the kid is very hungry. He said, go look at it. Kid's hungry. And This is going to be his coming out party. He said it's a plus 300 for Ortiz by stoppage, and that he's putting 300 on that. Trust me, I don't see what y'all see on this one, and I love Herring too.
Yeah, I don't see what you see. But poll it up. Jermaine Ortiz, give him the 4-way stoppages.
For sure.
The 3 ways, whatever. It's split. Unanimous, knockout, and that's it.
Now, you got to pick it live on the show to where Sunday you can be like, oh, I told you. Mm-hmm. You can't just be saying that.
You can't just be saying that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to also do a poll on a community page so we could get it even deeper. You know what I'm saying? Let even more people vote on this. But, Danny, tell the people why we're here this fine morning. What are we doing here?
Same shit we do every day. Talk boxing.
But what are we talking about?
We're talking about Roy Jones. You know what I'm saying? How Canelo's cherry pick went wrong and that he had no business back at 175 pounds.
Yeah, let me see here. How would I be doing this? Okay, I believe I can play it from Instagram. Give me 5 seconds, and I'll give you the Roy Jones audio. Shout out to Roy, Antonio Tarver,
Paulie Malignaggi.
Yes, sir.
Calling Pro Box tonight. We will be doing
a live fight chat on now. I downloaded the app, but it looks like you have to
create an account
from the computer.
Oh, well.
Yes. All right, so this is the first video. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Well, this is what I'm going to say. And I nobody looked at it this way yet. But most of the time when you move up, you just want to move up to get a belt in that weight class and say you did it, and you move on. Either you stay there or you get the heck going back where you came from, right? You already did that. You did that when you beat Kovalev. What you going back to do it again for? You want to be 2-time light heavyweight? What does that prove? So why would you even waste time messing with Bivol, who was a problem already? Why would you do that? So if you did that, that means that you thought that he would be easier than David Benavidez? Or you thought he might have been easier than Jamel Charlo? Or you the money man, you could have went and gave us something to see with fighting Demetrius Andrade. Why are you going to challenge another light heavyweight when you already accomplished that one time? You caught the right one, you did it. Get out and leave that alone. Well, this is what I'm going to say.
Roy, are you insinuating that this was a cherry pick gone wrong?
It was. It had to be. It had.
Roy, are you insinuating that this was a cherry pick gone wrong?
It was. It had to be.
Roy, are you insinuating that this was a cherry pick gone wrong?
It was. It had to be.
All right, take it down.
Oh, man.
It was.
It had to be. Man, that's sad, bro. I love Roy.
So what do you think about that?
I disagree. I get what he's saying as far as like, you know, he already did it at light heavy, but it's like, you know, what if he didn't look at it that way? What if he looked at it like he really felt he'd get past Bivol and then wanted the winner of better be even Joe Smith Jr. for undisputed. So I don't know that, you know, his goal was just to become a fourth division champion and that was it. I think he had bigger goals than that. I don't think it was a cherry pick. I think it was a challenge and it was a good fight. And it was, you know, Bivol beating Canelo. Like, that's what it was. That's what it was, you know? So I don't agree with Roy saying that it was a cherry pick gone wrong because at the end of the day, it was a challenge. It was a challenge, and if he doesn't see how it was a challenge, how a guy who started his career fighting, you know, at 140, but nonetheless, he's like, yeah, he went up, did it against Kovalev, did it against the right guy. But what did everybody say, Ness? Kovalev, it was old. It was past his prime. It was too close to the fucking last fight.
Mm-hmm. I knew this was going to get Danny mad. You see how I ain't even had to jump in the car? I'm in the passenger seat. He driving.
Let him drive.
I am.
So, You know, Oh, nuts! You funny, bro.
Me, I ain't did nothing but get you the topic, baby.
What you think on it, champ?
Bo.
Yes, sir.
Can you finish adding the necessary touches to that conversation on Instagram I just sent out?
Say less.
Now, somebody in the chat who said it, because I think Fred the Boss, I think that's a great word. Misjudged.
That Canelo misjudged?
I think they might have.
No, see.
No. Listen.
I mean, I get Roy.
No. Listen,
Danny, I get Roy.
Listen, when I say misjudged, I think they misjudged not necessarily how good he was, but how skillful he was. Because I think, listen, I think that, and listen, when I say misjudged, and this is why I think that's the right word, because I don't think that they overlooked him or I don't think that they was looking past him.
Canelo.
I just think for whatever it's worth, Better Man won, but regardless, I think it was the wrong game plan. I think Canelo would have still lost, but I think it was the wrong game plan.
So here's the thing. It's weird saying this because the good Lord never humbled Floyd. But I feel like just listening to our intro alone, Canelo might have needed this. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that secretly I never wished for Floyd to have the same humbling, but he never got it. Canelo might have needed this. I'm gonna fuck up everybody. I was born ready. I mean, I was listening to that intro like, yo, this dude was really feeling himself. He really thought he was that dude, and now what? Like, I swear on my mom, as I'm listening to that intro, I'm like, man, did he cry on his wife's shoulders? And I'm being serious. I'm not being extra, because think about it. Like, you got this streak. You've become the king of boxing, the face of the sport. And you lose to a dude you was the favorite. Like, it's got to be tough, too. Listening to these fucking cocky-ass quotes, like, you lost to a dude. So I'm kind of with Roy. Like, look, Diego Pacheco and Rayo Venezuela, right? They came back there and they like, yo, we want to play y'all in ball. So did they cherry pick us? I guess so. I guess they thought they're in shape, we're out of shape, they can beat us, and that's why they asked to play us. So did Canelo cherry pick Bivol? I guess so. I guess he seen something like Mikey, thought he can do it like Mikey, and like Mikey couldn't get it done. But there's no harm, no foul there. I don't think that.
I don't see how.
I don't even think the phrase
is called a cherry pick though.
Because again, we go to
this
basketball.
This ain't no vacant. This ain't no regular. This is a reigning, defending world champion.
But you know what it is? You know what it is? You're taking offense to the word or the phrase cherry picking. I think that you can't, man. I think that you just got to go with it, because Canelo, even if he doesn't use the word cherry, he picked him because he thought he could beat him. That's just the bottom line. You don't choose a dude that you don't think you could beat. It's just the bottom line. And it didn't happen. So, yeah, it went wrong. Your decision was the wrong one. So whether you want to put the phrase cherry in there or not.
I don't even know that the decision went wrong. If you're like Team Canelo, obviously, right?
Course.
You know, you don't want to lose and shit.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, I think misjudged was the right word. And once again, I forget who put it.
But if you said misjudged,
listen, misjudged, because, bro, I think that, like I said, the game plan was wrong from the beginning. I can say he didn't really make any adjustments, but that also could be Bivol not allowing him to adjust. You know, so I do think that they misjudged him. But that's it. To me, did he pick him? Yeah, I guess he did. Yes, he did. I don't see how anybody could call a reigning defendant.
Well, think about it. Think about it. You're Canelo. In that intro, he said, I can do what I want. So based off that, you don't have to fight Bivol. You could fight Better B for 2 belts. You chose Bivol, man. You chose Bivol because you thought you could beat him. If you thought you could beat Beterbiev, you'd have been fighting for 2 belts because that's greater than. That's more legacy. So again, I'm not mad at Roy. And to me, his phrase isn't derogatory. I'm serious. It doesn't hurt me as a Canelo fan that Floyd is saying he cherry-picked, because at the end of the day, he did. He did. If he didn't, he'd have been fighting Beterbiev. He chose Bivol. He chose Bivol, who didn't knock out Lenny Castillo. I'm sure he didn't knock out Pascal. Like, they chose strategically. Whether you want to be a mean person, you want to rile Danny up and say, oh, he checked, cool. Whatever phrase you digest it with. But for me, yes, he chose. He chose. What happened was his doing because he picked Bivol. He could have picked Joe Smith. Joe Smith got a belt too. But Joe Smith lost to Bivol. I'm telling y'all, he knew it was like, it's like, yo, we'll go through Bivol, then we'll see can we get to Beterbiev. But let's, it's one at a time. You know what I mean? You ain't just jump to Beterbiev. So of course you cherry pick. It's like Danny. Danny didn't just go Garcia from 140 to Thurman or to Porter. He went from 140 to 144, or excuse me, 142, 144. He fought fucking Malignaggi, Peterson, then fought Guerrero, then fought, I don't know, he probably slid in the Granados in between there. I'm telling you, like, bro, you choose who you want to fight. Al gives you 3. Al gave Canelo 3. He chose. He could have fought Benavidez. He chose. It's not necessarily a cherry pick. The phrase is up to you. If you feel like waking up on the side of the bed to want to fuck with Canelo fans, well, then it's a cherry pick.
So then, let me ask you.
But Canelo chose.
Had Canelo chose Benavidez and still lost, that would have been a cherry pick as well.
People would have said that, yeah, because guess what? He would have chosen him. They would have said, see, we forced him to fight Benavidez. This why he ain't want to fight Benavidez. This why he ain't never go to 68. This why he was undisputed, but Benavidez wasn't there. See? Yeah, man. Haters are going to hate. Haters are going to hate, man. That's just like part of the sport. Like, again, it's who you are, what side of the bed you woke up. I'm never going to wake up on the side that I'm going to use the phrase cherry picking for Canelo. You can't cherry pick a champ. But I get the logic in him choosing the lesser champion, him choosing the easier route, him choosing the safer fight. Like, I see that. I can't lie.
I mean, I don't know. See, and that's where I disagree. I don't know how it's a lesser fight.
Because Beterbiev is a harder fight.
Well, you said Benavidez.
I'm talking Beterbiev.
Yeah, but you're talking about a fight that was never offered. There was never.
Well, it was definitely talked about. And that's why the whole mention of him undisputing. And again, if he thought he could have beat Beterbiev, he would have called out Beterbiev. It would have been Beterbiev he was negotiating. Beterbiev barely finalized this fight with Joe Smith 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. So he was all the way available. He chose the easier fight. In his mind, in his team's mind, they seen Bivol go numerous decisions. They chose him. I mean, you don't got to be a rocket scientist to see that.
I mean, if you're saying, yeah, if that's your argument, that you're saying that he chose Bivol and Bivol is the easier fight over Beterbiev, I 100% agree.
Easier, and he's more marketable. Not marketable, but like, yes, marketable than Joe Smith, because Smith has the loss already to Bivol,
Not just that, but I mean, every time he stepped in the ring, he's knocked his opponent out.
No. I mean, Beterbiev would have been a tougher and a greater achievement for Canelo than Bivol, but Bivol is a tougher and a greater achievement than Joe Smith. That's why he chose Bivol, because Bivol already beat Joe Smith. So it'd have been like, all you did was go back to 75 and put yourself on the same level as Bivol by beating Smith, who would have been a champion anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, it was strategic. Like, if you follow Eddie Reynoso, when Callum Smith fought Rocky, not Rocky.
I mean, like,
hold on. You don't like me to cut you off. What's his name? Ryan. No.
Yeah, but I'm trying to help you, right? Because at the end of the day, you're talking about what? Rocky Fielding?
Nah, the other dude,
Callum Smith.
the southpaw that beat Callum Smith. The Callum Smith beat him from the UK. Ryder, John Ryder. So when Ryder was fighting Callum Smith, Eddie Reynoso posted on his story like, "Man, we should give Ryder the shot." So. A, was it sarcasm, or was he seriously going to give him the shot, or was he saying what he saw? Like, bro, if Ryder could beat him, Canelo could beat him, and that's why all of a sudden Canelo fought him. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't post that on his story after Canelo fought him. He posted that on his story before Canelo fought him. We should give Ryder the shot.
Yeah, no.
Ryder beat him because he thought Ryder beat Callum Smith that night.
And that's what I'm saying, bro. I'm just trying to help you because. At the end of the day, I mean, there's really no need to go back and forth because you said it didn't matter who Canelo fought; it was going to be a cherry pick in the eyes of you or the haters or whoever. So
not if he fought Bivol. I mean, excuse me, Better Beef. You ain't ducking Benavidez if you fighting Better Beef for 2 fucking titles at 175 and the man got 100% knockout. That's like. You know, that would be the first time I block somebody. Like, I gotta go. You gotta go. If that's your logic, oh, Canelo ducked Benavidez because he's fighting Better Beef. It's like, bye. Go put your helmet on. Simple. That doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? The logic is he wouldn't be ducking anyone, and in fact, he would be daring to be great if he would have fought Better Beef, and he still was daring to be great. By fighting Bivol, but he just thought he could beat Bivol.
So in the lead up to the Bivol fight, if that was the fight that wouldn't have been a cherry pick, why was nobody asking for it? Like
because people understood that this man started at 140 and asking him to fight Better Beef is again would put you in a position where you look unfair or you don't look like pretty logical boxing fan because you know where Canelo started. So
how
this
is fighting? How is fighting?
Test in the water
how is fighting? Once again, a proven world champion that is slightly lesser than.
Because that's you said it. Because he's less threat, less power, less danger.
Bro, but he's not fighting a motherfucker.
Bro, he never dropped. Listen to me. He never dropped Canelo. He never hurt Canelo. Better Beef lands any of those punches, he stops Canelo. And that's the difference. I don't know, like, why is this a back and forth? Bivol is not the puncher that Better Beef is. Bro, it's that simple.
Because, and it's not a back and forth. I told you literally just sat here and said Benavidez would have been a cherry pick. So if that's your logic.
I didn't say that. I said there would be people out there to say that. There would. I mean, no, I said the opposite. I said I don't think that people would say that.
No, you actually said that haters would say.
Haters, but. Right. Again, not logical boxing fan.
A logical boxing fan wouldn't call a reigning defending world champion that Canelo is moving up to challenge a cherry pick. A logical boxing fan.
I mean, I think a logical boxing fan will because the logical boxing fan understands that the face of boxing chooses someone he thinks he can beat. Anthony Joshua chose Andy Ruiz because he was fat and he had short turnaround time. You got to stop lying to yourself. Joshua puts a rematch clause in his fight for a reason. Like Canelo had a one-way rematch clause for a reason. Like you choose as the A side, you pick and choose. He told you in the intro, I can do what I want, and that's what he did.
And I told you
he didn't fight Better Beef.
I agree, and I agreed 100% that he picked. I agreed 100%.
Exactly, because he didn't fight Better Beef, so he obviously chose.
But to me, you want to talk about a cherry pick? Like, that's far from. A cherry pick is fighting Amir Khan after you just won the WBC middleweight title. Like, that's a cherry pick.
No, that's a tune-up. That's a tune-up. Like, go back to his record. When he chose Amir Khan, he was coming off of what, a Cotto fight maybe?
Yeah.
All right.
6 months prior.
So what?
Right.
So what? So you telling me Oscar didn't have Stevie Forbes on his resume and fucking Floyd don't got like Chop Corley and fucking Sean Bay Mitchell and Robert the Ghost Guerrero?
Well, shit,
how many losses did Maidana have when Maidana? How many losses did Maidana have when Maidana fought fucking Floyd?
Bivol was a tune-up.
Exactly.
Bivol was a tune-up then.
He wasn't.
But Amir Khan was.
Hell yeah.
You got it, champ. You got it.
What you call Amir Khan?
Whatever you call him, champ. You got it.
I mean, I thought it was a debate or a back and forth.
I mean, I told you it was a cherry pick.
Oh, you're calling it a cherry pick?
Absolutely.
I mean, I would call it a money grab.
Maidana
I
had
just
3
came off a
losses
tough
when he fought Floyd.
Thank you. I just came off a tough fight with Cotto, a Hall of Famer, first ballot. Yeah, a little money grab. I'm gonna grab some money because I just won the middleweight title.
I think the Plant fight was tougher, an undisputed fight, bigger fight, fighting a bigger man. Yeah,
but I don't expect any fighter. I don't expect any fighter to go through Murderer's Row. Like if Earl decided to fight Keith next, and you've been hearing me say I don't want Crawford to fight Keith and I don't want Ennis to fight Keith because I understand that Keith isn't 100%. But if Earl decided to fight him, I wouldn't have an issue because why? Because Earl, after accident and eye surgery, has been through Murderer's Row. You know, and yeah, somebody Murderer's Row. Danny ain't no Murderer's Row. I get that, but I'm talking about his circumstances mixed in with still going in with an elite level fighter instead of a tune-up. Mixed in with still going in with Ugas, who's another elite level fighter without a tune-up. So if he decides, yo, I just killed myself to show y'all that I'm back, to show y'all that the accident didn't take anything away, to show you that the eye wasn't bad, but now I need a break, and I'm gonna fight fucking Sonny Fredrickson. Okay. No one has to fight 5, 4, or even 3 straight elite level fighters.
But Canelo did, and yet you're calling the Bivol fight a cherry pick.
Well, Bivol just put himself in elite level. Before this, he was a champion who only beat a former world champion, and John Pascal was his biggest name. No one was calling Caleb Plant elite. They were calling him a champion. So let's be careful with this conversation.
Okay,
you know, Bivol put himself in the elite level with the win.
He beat 3 champions in a row.
Former champions. He never beat a current champion until today.
I'm talking Canelo did.
Okay.
So how is beating? So what's different from Bivol than Billy Joe?
Billy Joe
was never considered the toughest guy in the division. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
I don't know what you're talking about. Billy Joe, never the toughest, one of the tough.
Right, but
one of the tough ones.
And isn't Bivol one of the tough guys in the division?
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely the second best champion.
So I understand that the
if not now, could be the first best because of the win over Canelo,
okay.
But I'm sure people would still favor Better Beef.
Okay, so that being said, like what I'm getting at, I understand that the Billy Joe fight was a unification and that this was Canelo moving up, but Billy Joe wasn't the best in the division. And
no, he was the same level as a Bivol. Right, he was like second best.
But people wasn't calling that a cherry pick. He was a world champion, a proven world champion, and Canelo was a better man. Bivol is a proven world champion in his division. And
but you don't get it. Listen, Roy is saying it because he's a fighter. I go back to the same thing. You don't pick a dude you think you're gonna lose to.
And we agreed on that. So why you keep going back to that? We agreed on that.
Because you keep you're trying to make this case for it not being a cherry pick when I'm trying to tell you, get over the word cherry pick. It is what it is. He picked his poison.
All right.
We got quite a few. Yeah, we got quite a few super chats. Let's get to them before we get our first guest here shortly. We got Sir Sire with the $10 super chat. First super chat of the day.
Oh, time to show the wheel. Not everybody knows what we do when you get a $10 super chat in the billing.
So we got $10 super chats or more. You get a chance to spin the wheel. If you land on a hat or a boxing glove, the super chat would require $15 to actually win that item or to be entered into the raffle to win that item. We got the Yoelvis Gomez glove. We got the
Cuban
David Benavidez
sensation.
glove.
The Mexican monster.
We got the TBV hoodie. We got the TBV
Swag.
hat. We got the
swag.
TBV keychain.
Super swag.
We got the infamous baddie of the day.
Oh, yeah.
We got Smoke Break.
Smoke weed every day.
We got the Airslandy Lauder shoe. What kind of palace is this? Yeah, Shoe Palace hat.
Autographed by Islandri Laura himself.
And then we got the autographed Ak and Barak TBV t-shirt as well.
Let's go. And right now we're at 140,694 subscribers. We're trying to get to 141,000. We want to keep it moving. Looking like the Laura autograph glove. You get an entry.
Autograph hat.
Sir Saya autograph hat.
And then keep in mind that does require an additional $5 super chat.
Oh, that's right.
And then we got...
So send that in and we'll put your name in the hat for the raffle.
Restart that timer because Bo just said it. Restart the timer.
We got the Ubuntu Incanoso Ofuna with the $1.99 says, Alan Babick is Danny's mini-me. It dawned on me today.
Yo, it's crazy. Speaking of Danny's mini-me, why somebody hit me up like, yo, I didn't know you had Lalo on the show. That's crazy. You got to stop this shit. They can't be confusing you with this dude.
Lalo's boxing. Then we got A Crown 79 with the $9.99 that says Good Morning TBV. 3 fuego emojis.
I think he looks a bit more youthful.
Alan Babbitt.
Nah, Lalo. Lalo from Lalo's boxing. I think he looks more youthful.
Is it a Benavidez glove?
That's one entry to the Benavidez glove raffle because he sent a following $10 super chat that said Good Morning TBV with 3 fuego emojis again.
You the man.
You the man. You the man. You the
Then
man.
we got Ubuntu Incunoso Ufuna with the $9.99 again says, yo, out of nowhere, I was just mentioning Kevin Kelly yesterday. He makes up part of the 64 Puerto Rican champions. He's supposedly half Rican like Shakur. That's wild that he's wearing his shirt and spilled coffee on it already.
That's not in the super chat. That's not in the super chat.
What you mean? It's there.
We're going to spin it for Ubuntu. Ubuntu.
Let me go see. Cause
it's not
me
there.
fucked
Danny.
up.
It's not there.
One entry to the shirt raffle for Ubuntu. Then we got William Boxing with the $1.99 says Wilder picking Fat Fury, Cherry gone wrong.
There's only one Deontay Wilder.
Then we got Jaguar Paul with the $5 says Better Beef is a tougher fight. Bivol more complicated. It's like comparing Plant to Benavidez. Pick your poison.
No, they're cherry picks, bro. The Better Beef is the only one that's not a cherry pick.
Tell me why you mad, bro.
Nah, bro. You got it.
Tell me why you mad. Tell me.
Brandon, the raffle did not happen last night.
For which one? Oh, yeah, we're doing the...
Benavidez glove will be...
Yeah, we're doing it Saturday.
Roy, are you insinuating that this was a cherry pick gone wrong?
It was. It had to be. It had.
Roy, are you insinuating that this was a cherry pick gone wrong?
It was.
I think Brandon needs to make that. Yeah, he needs to make that soundbite.
It was. Well, this is what I'm gonna say, and I nobody looked at it this way yet, but most of the time when you move up, you just want to move up to get a belt in that weight class and say you did it, and you move on. Either you stay there or you get the head going back where you came from, right? You already did that. You did that when you beat Kovalev. What you going back to do it again for? You want to be 2-time like him? What does that prove? So why would you even waste time messing with people?
What?
I said that he ain't Roy.
Why would you do that? So if you did that, that means that you thought that
he just got done saying what he wanted to do.
He might have been easier than Jamel Charlo, or you the money man. You could have went and gave us something to see with fighting Demetrius Andrade. Why are you going to challenge another light heavyweight when you already accomplished?
Yo, Roy calling him out. He said, "Did you pick Bivol because you thought he was easier than David Benavidez or easier than Jamal Charlo?" That's crazy.
Big Fish Vegas said we skipped the super chat. He's a member for 7 months at the contender level.
Bro, you know, at the end of the day,
and he says, doesn't matter who Canelo would have picked. Benavidez, he fought number 1 Charlo, 160-pounder. Better Beef, he's too old. Bivol was no cherry. Stop the cap.
I don't know, man. I don't know. You don't pick a dude you think you're going to lose to.
That's true.
You know?
What I like about Canelo is that I've never personally heard him make any excuses when he got popped for whatever. I ain't really hear him make no real excuses. He said what he thought it was, apparently. When he lost or he had to draw with Triple G, I ain't really hear no excuses. When he lost to Floyd, it was the fans saying he was too young. I never heard Canelo say I was too young. Mm-hmm. And then when he just lost to Bivol, I've heard nothing of him making any excuses. I only hear the rematch. So, yeah, I respect it.
I mean, he did say he felt he won the fight.
And that's definitely not an excuse.
Yeah, but, you know, that's kind of like those backhanded compliments that's like, you know, I don't know, bro. To me, it's just like, do you want to give him credit or did you think you want to fight, you know?
Right. We got OBO Uzama with the 199 super chat says, Nello Cherry Bivol like Roy Cherry picked Tarver.
And you know what happened there? He wasn't supposed to lose to Tarver. Tarver didn't get the decision, but spanked Roy.
And then
the second one, and the excuses denied Roy.
Yep.
And the excuses denied.
Sir Sire with the
Tarver made his name off Roy,
super
right?
chat. Yes, he did.
Is there a greater win for Tarver, Danny?
You said what?
Is there a greater win for Antonio Tarver than Roy Jones Jr.?
It's like Bivol will never have a greater win than Canelo. Nah. Even if he beat Better Beef, that's still not greater than beating Canelo.
So to me, that was slightly different, and that was my concern with the idea of Canelo moving up to fight Marku is because to me that was an issue. Like, how the fuck you go up to heavyweight and then drop down to 70? Like, that shit, to me, that got to take a toll on your body, bro. You talking about a 30 pound increase, so minimum, so they're 25 pounds. So I don't know, bro. I always had an issue with that fight.
Marku.
No, well, yeah, but the issue I was talking about was with the first Tarver fight.
Okay.
Was with the first Tarver fight.
But do you agree with the logic that Roy cherry picked Tarver?
No.
Got another question for you.
No.
Sir Saya asked with the $20 super chat, Danny, what adjustments did Bivol stop Canelo from making? Because Canelo didn't even switch up something as little as using his jab more frequently to set up his shots. So what adjustments did you see him try to make? We're going to spin the wheel in the meantime.
I said he could have. Definitely felt it was the wrong game plan for sure.
Oh, yeah. He never changed the game plan. I think that's the biggest disappointment for people, is that he never changed the game plan, and he's supposed to be this guy with different gears.
He just got one spin because there was one entry to the raffle that he was in earlier, and then one entry into the hat as well.
All right.
So that's 2 total entries into hats. One for the Arislan de Lara hat and one for the TBV hat, excuse me.
Yeah. So today we got a couple of weigh-ins. Danny, do you know any betting sites or bookies or something like that does crazy props? Like, do you think there's a prop for, like, what's the over-under on, or what's the line, right? I can't say over-under. What's the line for Benavidez making weight? Is that a thing? Because sometimes you have some crazy prop bets out there. Like, is that a thing?
I think we see more of those kind of prop bets on like the mega fights. So I don't know that we'd get it
on this.
Yeah, on this.
He's not popular enough.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I don't even think like Canelo Bivol. I'm talking about like the mega fights that we see, like crazy prop bets like that,
like Mayweather. Canelo or Mayweather McGregor, something like that, like super fights.
Yeah, like Will Smith and The Rock. That's actually, I mean, Chris Rock. That still has a line.
Still.
We got A Crown 79 with the $4.99 says Ruiz was a cherry, but he won.
Exactly.
And then Cameron Russell with the 1999 says, when you're at the top, everybody is food, but everybody is not a cherry. Macaboo was a cherry. Bivol was a cherry. Better Beef, Benavidez, Charlo, not so much.
And that's what I'm saying. Think about it. How many people thought Canelo could beat Charlo? They would. The haters are gonna call anybody he picked a cherry pick. Huh?
Keychain. One more.
Smoke weed every day.
Ain't that the second one?
No, that's the first one. I played it earlier, just when we was just
Talking
going
about
through the
it.
wheel.
When we was talking about it, not trying to be about it.
Hey, Danny, your
Danny
mind
need
be
a break.
Yeah, his mind be clicking when he hear that.
Is that he wasn't expecting Roy to say some shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Need a
Roy
smoke break,
one of
Danny.
his favorites too, and then all of a sudden Roy hits him with this low blow. He's like, yo, man, what's going on? Look, these guys. So
When I go get the guest, you can come with me, take you a little smoke break, Danny. We know you need it, bro.
I made a poll on our community page. Jermaine Ortiz versus Jamel Herring. Who you picking and how? Jermaine Ortiz by unanimous decision. Jermaine Ortiz by KO. Draw. Jamel Herring by unanimous decision. Jamel Herring by KO. It's on our youtube.com/theboxingvoice/community. And you will find it there. Also, we have a live poll on our live show, which is at Bo.
277 votes. And Jamel Herring by UD is leading that poll. It's Jermaine Ortiz by Jermaine Ortiz versus Jamel Herring. Who you got and how? Jamel Herring by UD is 56%. Jermaine Ortiz by UD is 20%. Jermaine Ortiz by KO is 14%. And Jamel Herring by KO is a measly 9%.
Well, this is what I'm gonna say, and I nobody looked at it this way yet, but most of the time when you move up, you just want to move up to get a belt in that weight class and say you did it, and you move on. Either you stay there or you get the heck going back where you came from, right?
Right.
You already did that. You did that when you beat Kovalev. What you going back to do it again for?
Great.
You want to be two-time like him? What does that prove? So why would you even waste time messing with Bivol?
Does it prove something to be a two-time?
Absolutely. I mean, for one, different belt, but different fighters.
But think about it. People didn't get. I would argue till I turned blue that Kovalev was a 3-time light heavyweight champion and he should be respected. Just because Canelo knocked him out doesn't mean that he was done. He was a 3-time.
Yeah. But
and people didn't care.
So what I'm getting at, Ness, is that at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, for example, Floyd, Roy, Antonio Tarver, Paulie, like anybody who retires, when it's all, what do we do? You know, when they're done, we talk about who had the greater career.
Mm-hmm.
And how do we do that is by who did they fight? You know, how did they win, you know? So at what point were these guys in their career when they fought each other? So, you know, to me, that's the point it proves. You get what I'm saying? It's like he challenged himself. He went and fought a younger, reigning defending world champion. It proves a lot when it's all said and done, because at the end of the day, it was a challenge in my eyes. So,
I mean, it's got to be more than Roy hating. Why do you think Roy would say? I mean, you don't think he feels this way truly? You know, it's kind of difficult, right? So, like, why would he say if he didn't mean it? Right? He obviously feels Canelo is cherry picking.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
and he's a fighter. He's been in the A-side position,
and that's his, that's his opinion and he's entitled to it. Me and you don't agree on anything. I don't look at you like less than just because, you know what I'm saying? I don't think you a hater just because me and you don't agree on shit. Like, that's his opinion, bro. I don't agree with it. And honestly, you made a great point talking about the wordplay. Like, because it was Canelo's pick. He picked Bivol. He picked the Dazn deal. Like, he picked. It's really all on that word, the cherry. I feel to me, if you're fighting a respectable champion, if you're fighting a champion, how can he be a cherry? Like, that's my opinion. But you said, people was gonna say shit about Benavidez if he would have took that fight. And I guarantee people was gonna say shit about Beterbiev because they, even though
if he would have lost to Benavidez, that's what I'm saying. That they would have said, see. This is why he didn't fight him. This is why he undisputed, because Benavidez didn't have the belt.
No, but even if Canelo would have took the fight and beat Benavidez, people would have said, yeah, Benavidez.
It was too early.
It was too early.
He was too young.
He was green. He ain't really fought. Come on, bro. It was gonna be. Oh, Beterbiev. Even though undefeated, every fighter he's fought has knocked out. That fight would have happened. He would have knocked out Beterbiev or beat Beterbiev. Oh, well, we've seen it before. Beterbiev's been down. He knew he was chinny. They've just been lining Beterbiev up with the right opponents. So it was going to be an excuse for everybody, including Beterbiev, even though you didn't think so. I do. So it was going to be something for everybody. At the end of the day, people was going to find a reason for each and everybody. People was going to say the same thing about Makabu. Oh, who is Makabu? Even though, he's moving up to cruiser. Makabu knocks him out.
Let me get a screen share here.
But if this was a guy
in 2011,
I think Haney is a good fighter. I don't think he's of a different wow level though. I think his fight with Kambosos is very, very risky. I think it's 50-50. You know what I mean? So, and especially that it's in Australia, it's more than 50-50. But if this was a guy that was supposed to scare off Lomachenko, we're gonna find out in the Kambosos fight. Because if he can't hang with Kambosos, the obvious was always obvious. Which I think to me is what my opinion. My opinion is the obvious to me. You know what I mean? If he was that good, he would have already fought guys we've heard of. He's just coming into the 36-year-old Andrade and all these other stuff. And Jojo, whose best weight was 126 pounds. I don't know. There was Teofimo was fighting a lot more dangerous opponents at that age, So I think Haney is a good fighter. I don't think he's of a different wow level though. I think his fight with Kambosos is very, very risky.
How you doing, Danny?
Yeah, I'm great, bro. How you?
Yo, that was a cool looking set.
How'd that make you feel, Danny?
Sensational.
50-50. Did we have a poll yesterday on this fight or what?
Nah.
No?
Nah.
How'd we not put a poll out?
We had the Benavidez one, didn't we?
Oh, wow. That's a ball drop. We needed a poll on that one, man. Is it a 50-50 fight?
What is?
George and Haney. I mean, one of the Maloney brothers said that, especially now that his father's not around and it's in Australia. Does that make it 50-50 for you?
Shit, I sure hope so.
You hope it makes it 50-50?
Of course.
Why? You think 50-50 is better than what alternative?
Better than the fucking odds the bookies got on Devin right now. Make it as 50-50 as possible.
But, they still have Devin a favorite?
Of course. He like a plus. And I checked. The odds have not moved even though his father's in Australia. Or not in Australia, I'm sorry. Yeah, the odds haven't moved.
So they don't care.
As of last night. Let me check this morning.
They don't care.
Let me check this morning. But yeah, I hope it's as 50-50 as possible because I want those odds to be as close.
What are you expecting or hoping the odds to be before you lay money on it?
Yeah, Devin has not moved. He remains a minus 180.
That's not a big favorite, but it's almost 2-1,
yeah,
which is
that's what I'm
which
saying.
is exciting enough for the Herring fight. Except this is the opposite. You got to bet 180 just to make 100 on Devin,
and that's what I'm saying. Shit,
which is dangerous.
If I could get close,
you got to pay 2-1.
If I could get close to, okay, if I could pay even money or get even money, on that, I'll take that all day. Even minus 180 is not too bad. But yeah, obviously, the stacks are the cards are stacked against Devin. From the outside looking in the sense that he's going to Kambosos' backyard, in the sense that he's going out there without his father and head trainer and his second in Ben Davison. It was. So you know what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, I think Bill said it best. He's prepared his son his whole life. And, Devin knows what he has to do in there. But I I understood what the Maloneys are saying, and I understand what Paulie is saying in that sense that, yeah, it's a 50-50 fight. And George, George put up a great performance and showed a lot in the Kambosos, in the Tito fight. So, obviously George has gone through his fair share as well and has gotten to this point. So, I'm ready to finally see an undisputed champion come June 5th.
For sure, man. Looks like we got our first guest coming in the building. Danny, are you ready?
I'm ready, champ.
It looks like it is Shane. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Man, you good?
We're good. How are you, Shane?
What's going on?
Good to meet you.
Yeah, what's going on?
So Shane Watson is from Sam Boxing, right?
Sam Boxing, yeah.
Bo, can you fix the mic, please?
We're in.
All right. So how are you, Shane?
All good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. Happy now that your mic's connected, we'll be able to hear you. Oh, there you go. So how's the time zone treating you, right? I'm sure you're from the UK, no?
Yeah, from London. Got out here 2-3 days ago.
Okay.
Doing a training camp out here with Joe Joyce. Got a big fight that's going to be announced. I'm hoping early next week. It's been working hard on it behind the scenes, but we look like we're getting some of it now. So hopefully get something big announced next week. Nice.
Yes, I hear Joyce is sparring Michael Hunter.
Yeah, man.
The bounty hunter.
Yeah, they sparred only a couple of rounds the other day, not many.
Yeah, 4, right?
Yeah, 4 rounds, but they're doing 6 tonight, 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Yeah, that's it, 7 p.m. We're getting an update on how that goes on. But you know what, Michael Hunter's just started his training camp, so it's not the best Michael Hunter yet. He's just in there trying to get fit. I think he might be fighting the same night as Joe in the UK as well, so I've been told. Not from him, I got told by someone else, but some good rounds, man. Listen, he's a world level heavyweight, so he's gonna get Joe in the best shape possible, and hopefully Joe can do the same for him as well.
Now, why'd you guys choose Las Vegas? Is it because of Salas?
Yeah, mostly because of Salas. Yeah, like Joe's been around with a lot of great coaches who have all added to his game. But we just feel that, like, with Salas, man, you can't even argue with that guy's resume, man. That guy's had, I think, 18 world champions, trained the most successful Cuban national team of all time. Like, wow, like, you gotta, like, when that guy talks, you just shut up and listen. I mean, he's that kind of guy. Joe connects to him really well. Joe listens to him. Joe respects him. And, that's most of the reason. But also, Joe's got a thing for, like, warm weather training. See, when he's in London training, like, he has a lot of distractions and stuff. Here, it's just eat, sleep, train, repeat. So, and like I said, he likes warm weather training. Like, he already doesn't like getting up early in the morning for like his morning runs and training and stuff. So at least this way, it's a bit better when you're waking up and it's like 28 degrees going on 40 in a day.
So Shane, take me back to the beginning, man. How did you get in boxing? How did you end up in this position to be, what is your title?
Chief Operating Officer now.
Yeah, so I was going to ask, obviously, most people wouldn't know what that would mean for in the boxing world or for you. Just walk us through everything and how you got started and what it is that you do on a day-to-day.
Yeah, so I started out in boxing when I was about 18, 19. I met a friend at university and we started just like a random YouTube channel. We was like interviewing fighters on there. Interviewed like Floyd Mayweather on there, Conor McGregor and whatnot. And I kind of got a bit tired of that, to be honest, because I just felt like it was very repetitive. So then I met a guy called Adam Morley and Sam Jones back then, I'm now 21 at this point. And they asked me to get involved in a management company, which is SJM. And then I came in a role as operations manager. That means I was doing like a lot of work behind the scenes, basically. And then Sam Jones left, went to Probellum, and then I got promoted to chief operating officer. So I was doing the role that he was once doing, which is just like organising all the fighters, training camps, helping with fights, matchmaking, all kinds of things, basically. And then now here I am just doing that. And day to day, you're looking after the training camps. I'm out here with Joe, helping with getting the big fights on, sponsorship, everything. Like, you do everything for them.
How difficult is it for a training camp to take place, across the world? Like, you guys packed up, moved, came to Vegas, and obviously hosting training camp here. But there's a lot of moving pieces that are involved with that. Talk to us about that. How difficult is it, or maybe you're a pro at it now?
Yeah, do you know what? So I haven't actually done too many training camps here. I did one in December as well, so I'm still learning on the job because it's very different out here. Like the way how you work your sparring partners is different out here. The money you have to pay them is different out here.
How so? More or less?
You know what it is? You get different personalities, man. I feel like they try to trick you sometimes. They try to charge you more, but do you know what it is? I think it depends. See someone like Michael Hunter, because he's got a fight day coming up and he's already world heavyweight. You don't really pay those kind of guys, but it's more like the younger ones that are coming through that maybe have to take time off of work and stuff like that. That's kind of how it works, really. Yeah. So kind of more, kind of less, but because Joe in the UK is obviously a much bigger name than what he is out here. Everyone kind of looks to him for money because they know what kind of money.
Shane, let me set some sparring for you live on air right now. I got Robert Garcia. We just drove to Robert's gym, and he asked me to find him some heavyweight sparring.
Oh yeah.
For what's his Mexican heavyweight's name?
I can't remember his name, but he's undefeated.
Is it Sanchez though?
I don't remember. He has an undefeated heavyweight.
It's pretty big too.
Yeah.
It's big. If Joe's preparing for someone 6'7" or 6'9". He's that tall.
Who is 6'7" and 6'9" apart from Fury? Ain't no one is that big, is it?
I felt like they said he was 6'7", 6'9". I felt like he was 6'6" because I'm 6'5". I'm like
yeah,
6'9".
I'd say he was about your height, 6'5", 6'6".
No, he's definitely taller than me.
He's taller than you, so he's at least 6'6".
6'6", 6'7". Easy.
Yeah,
he's tall. 3-0, young guy, Mexican. Trained by Robert Garcia, and Robert will be here this weekend. So.
Is he out here in Vegas as well?
No, well, they're in California, but
Riverside, but they're coming.
Yeah.
They're coming.
He's not, but if you say yes, I can make the call and make sure that he's in the trip.
Listen, maybe we can talk. Maybe we can
get him here for Saturday. Because Robert gets here Friday night, so
he gets here,
and they're just coming to chill. But
he did say he wanted to bring him specifically because more heavyweights out here than there is.
No, that's another good thing about why the training camp's good. The heavyweights you get here are just outrageous. Like. I turned up and I was like, so we got a guy that helps us with the sparring as well. It's one of Salas's lawyers, yeah. His name's Jose, he's a good guy. And he was like, I had the sparring sorted out already. And then he has out of nowhere, he just dropped Michael Hunter in there in the day. And I was like, man, that's the kind of good heavyweight sparring you get out here.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that was really good, really good.
I mean, and you guys got Johnny Rice out here. I mean, Yoka was out here. Christian Thun was out here.
Anderson, he holds his camps out here as well.
Johnny Rice was sparring him at the moment as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know about Tony Yoka, man. Joe Joyce and Tony Yoka don't really like each other because of Olympic.
Yeah, well, Yoka's gone. I mean, he went back to France for that fight. I'm sure he didn't come back, but he held his camp here. He was in Bones Adams last week.
I mean, he's got a lot of work on himself to do after that last fight against Piccoli anyway, man.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what that judge was thinking in that fight either. That was just crazy. But
yes, no, definitely. So for you, what is your goal with Joyce? Because obviously you don't only have Joyce.
Can I jump in? Because since you're going to the fight, I want to stick to him before we switch to the fighter. So when you say you took over for Sam Jones, is he no longer part of this? Because I thought it was SJ Boxing, right?
Yeah. Well, so we kept the name the same just because we felt like it worked. But now he's no longer a part of it, man. He left.
Not even a shareholder.
Not even a shareholder. He left in November, and that was that. Cut ties, but. We're still friends with him. We still talk all the time. We're still friends.
But it wasn't his company?
It was 50-50 with him and someone else.
Okay, then he was bought out?
And the other guy who was Adam Morley, he's now the owner of 100% of the company.
So he bought him out?
Yeah, he bought him out, yeah.
But Sam did not keep his contract with Joyce?
No. So Joe's contract was with S-Jam. It wasn't primarily to Sam personally. It's to S-Jam, yeah? So it's to the company. All the fighters are signed to the company, not to this guy or that guy.
So he had no claim to the fighters when he left?
No. They're just S-Jam's fighters.
Wow.
Yeah. That's
wow. It was Jerry Maguire. Who's coming? No, what was it? Is it Who's Coming With Me? I forgot. Yeah. It's so old, that Tom Cruise movie. But
no, but he's just there. But it was just a good voice, man. He was a good voice. He gave the guys a lot of good promotion because he was a talker. He got people looking at him, people talking about them. He was big in the Dubois Joyce fight because they played it as like a rivalry, like Frank Warren versus Sam Jones. So, do you know what? He more than played his part, man, and he's a good guy, and he's still our friend today. But yeah, things move on, ain't it? That's life. So,
wow. All right, so that moves you into position, and I guess Danny was you were gonna ask about Joyce, but again, I want to ask, what's your, I guess, goals in this? Like you've taken over. What's your 5-year, 3-year plan?
Well, see, that was kind of mine was
because you were going to Joyce though.
Well, no, I was curious on his goals with Joyce in the camp, like this camp specifically.
Yeah,
this camp specifically. But yeah, I mean, we can get to you and then.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like, I take each day more as it comes, because like for me, first and foremost, my goals is to make all my fighters happy, to make sure they all earn the most amount of money and come out with their health intact, just like it was before they joined it. That's my goals always at the moment. In years to come, obviously, you always want to progress. You always want to achieve more. You always want to earn more. Like, you always want to do all these things. You want more world champions and stuff like that. But I think for me now, it's all about making SDRAM grow in the right direction with Adam, and signing the best fighters in the world and building the best and biggest stable we can do. So that's just the aim for now. But that's it for the next few years. And the more you keep doing that, the more money you earn, and also the better you become and the more expensive you are at your job. So that's more what it is for now for me.
Speaking of the biggest and best, how many fighters are on the roster?
I think 11. We try to keep the team fairly small, because that was a bit of the attraction with the SDRAM management company rather than some of the other guys, because with us, we're a very hands-on management company. Like, we don't just give you a fight date and say, hey, see you fight night. Like I said, like, we travel out here, we go and see them all the time, we go and watch them spar, we go to all of their fight nights, we go out for food, we do everything. Like, we're like a family. So, and if you sign 200 fighters, 150 fighters, you can't do that. It's impossible. And it's impossible to care about that amount of people. Like, if you keep it small, then you care about them all, and they're all like a family to you. But if you sign 150 people, I find it hard to keep in contact with my friends and that because of my job. I can't imagine what it'd be like keeping in contact with 150
No,
guys.
absolutely. Couldn't agree more. So with Joyce being here in camp and you guys being here in camp, have you guys maybe considered bringing other fighters out here, under SDRAM to maybe get some, like you said, there's great work here in Vegas, great sparring. Have you guys considered that, moving forward, maybe bringing some more fighters out to Vegas for camps?
Yeah, like Solomon, man.
Yeah,
what is it, Dakers or Dakari?
Oh, yeah, Solomon Dakers, yeah.
Dakers.
Yeah, very good heavyweight, man. He's got a fight on July 9th. He's fighting July 9th.
Yeah, when's he going to get some American soil sparring, man? Listen, Craig Richards came out here, changed his life, in his opinion. Man. And I mean, Joyce keeps coming out here. Tyson Fury keeps coming out here. When are you going to bring Solomon out?
Yeah, you know what? That would be an aim for the future. I mean, he's just come back off a shoulder injury. So he's just been out for a while, since October 9th, actually, because he had a bit of a shoulder problem. But he's had it ever since the amateur, so he's never really had a fully fit shoulder. So he's going to be out July the 9th. I think as he steps up a bit more and earns more money, I think he'll definitely like to come out here for training camps. He's always thinking of ways to better himself and whatnot. But right now, I think for where he's at, coming off an injury, I think he's good where he is. But I think, listen, as we go on like 6, 7, 8, 9 and 0, he wants to step up really fast as well. He don't want to wait around. He's talking about fighting people. I know Lucas Brown isn't a great heavyweight right now because obviously he's had a lot of hard fights, but to fight someone like that after being only 3-0, that's the kind of fights he wants. Lucas Brown, he wants to fight Fabio Wardley.
Solomon.
Yeah, he wants to fight all these guys now. Like, he ain't messing around.
Wardley.
Yeah, that's what he wants to do.
You have a relationship with Matchroom?
Yeah, he's with Matchroom. So I've got like 3 fighters with Matchroom.
But they're not gonna do that right now. Wardley's like 13-0 at this point.
Yeah, but the difference is Wardley had no amateur career. He fought in a circuit called unlicensed. Yeah, and unlicensed boxing, if anyone doesn't know what it is in England, it's like I've fought in unlicensed.
It was like prize fighter, right?
Yeah. It's just like anyone can do it. Like I've fought unlicensed myself. I wasn't any good, but I still could do it, right? So that's all he did, and then he went into pro boxing. And in fairness to Fabio, he's done really well to achieve what he has, coming from that background, because he's achieved a lot already, and I think he can achieve a lot more too. But Solomon fought in WSB, fought for Team GB and whatnot. I mean, the experience and the skills he's been able to learn over his whole career, which you may not have seen it because he's only 3-0. But going into a fight like that, I think things like that would show and tell.
Wanted to ask, what's up with Guido?
Yeah, he's been out for a while, man.
Yeah, man, I felt like
was that fight tough? That tough? Is he contemplating retirement?
No. Don't be crazy, man. He's still here. No, he's just been in London sparring. He's coming back from a really long-term wrist injury, really bad. So he didn't actually think it was that bad. He went to the hospital just for like just a quick checkup, and they thought it was just gonna be a minor surgery. They opened it up, and they were like, "Wow, man, how the hell you been sparring and any of that stuff?" So he was out for 6-7 months, couldn't punch at all.
Oh wow.
So yeah, but he's recovered now. He's sparring well. He's actually going to be out in July. I think the date targeted for that is a top-ranked show, July 22nd.
Okay.
So he's back and he's looking at decent opposition. He's looking at like some 16-4, like 22-3 kind of guys. So he's going to have that one, and then we're looking at a title fight, I think, because I think now Guido's, again, a good amateur. He's been around. I think he's ready for those step-ups, but I think it's important.
No, Jared Anderson was telling us that Top Rank wants to eventually give him Guido. What you guys going to do?
Listen, this is top-level boxing. They both get paid good money. They're both coming up heavyweights. I mean, well, obviously, right now, Anderson's a little bit ahead because, obviously, the setbacks that Guido's had. But in the future, that's absolutely a fight that we can make. Like, listen, it's heavyweight boxing. Anything can happen. I believe in Guido's ability and skills, and Jared Anderson's a very, very good heavyweight in his own right and a potential future world champion. But what are you in boxing for if you're not here to take the big fights?
So we got Ruin of 504, and these are some questions from our most loyal listeners. This is New Orleans. He says, when will Lerone Richards return to the ring?
Yeah, man. I'm actually quite happy someone brought that up. But Lerone Richards, so yeah, IBO super middleweight world champion, the most avoided fighter I've ever worked with in my entire life. Yeah, you name a super middleweight, I'm telling you right now, they do not want to fight him. Yeah, I know that stylistically he's a nightmare, slick southpaw, good chin. Not that he really gets caught on the chin anyway, but and he's a nightmare to make fights for because maybe he hasn't got the biggest name in the world and doesn't provide the big pay packets. But oh my God, he's so hard to get a fight for. We're working on a new date for him now.
What's the budget like for a guy like that? Because, I mean, Demetrius Andrade needs a fight. He wanted to move up to 68.
Yeah. I mean, the fight we could have made, Lerone would have taken that fight. But where Andrade is WBO mandatory for the interim belt against Zach Parker, super middleweight, it's almost like, why is he going to go and fight a way harder fight against Lerone when he's almost got... And if he wins that, he might have a shot at Canelo.
I mean, I think either way it's hard, right? If Johnny Beck wins, he's got nowhere to go. It's like, if I go back to 60, I got to deal with Johnny Beck. If I move up to 68, Lerone Richards at least brings an IBO title where he was only winning an interim had he fought Zach Parker. But
I think Andrade's whole goal is to fight Canelo, isn't it? As we saw when he stormed that press conference after the fight.
I don't know that ever happens, especially now with this setback. Had that been a bowling pin that Canelo knocked over, then he can keep knocking other guys over. But it's like everything changed with this. Like, does he do a rematch? Does he realize that he's too small for 75 and go back down, fights the likes of Triple G? When does Andrade truly have a shot? Like, I don't even see where he fits in the picture.
I mean, I think with Andrade, listen, he's like similar to Lerone in that sense, but obviously he's been around a lot longer and he's been at that level a lot longer as well. But like, why would you want to fight someone like that? A horrible stylistically, unbelievably talented fighter that you necessarily don't get the pay reward that you maybe should for taking a fight like that. It's a difficult place to be, and I feel like Andrade's got to be one of the most avoided active fighters as well. And I just think what he needs is that kind of level of a fight, and then maybe he can get other big fights, and he needs to get that win. It's unfortunate that him and Billy Joe Saunders actually didn't happen. I felt like that was the win for him, if he did win that fight, that could have propelled him onto that Golovkin scale fight and Canelo.
It's funny you mentioned that specific fight because we actually drove they did a press conference in Boston for the fight, and to announce the fight and everything. And I remember we drove up there, and that fight, because they both have like great personalities and they both were talking so much shit. I remember we were there with Kid Galahad in the lobby, and
I mean, he wore the old school army outfits, and he's like, the redcoats are coming. It was funny. I mean, he went all out, Andrade, and Billy was definitely doing his part to promote it, but he tested positive. And never went back to that fight.
It's a shame, man. How excited I was for that fight, man. That was such a good, ability-wise. I know two southpaws, they never usually make for a great fight, right? But ability-wise, and the trash talk, and that was years in the making, that fight, man. And hopefully it's still never too late, because I know Billy Joe's coming back in September against, I think, John Ryder. So that's another rematch.
So he is coming back.
Yeah, he's training.
Good for him, man. I didn't want to see him go out off a loss like that.
Yeah.
It just seemed like he was grabbing, the check.
Yeah, and he's been training for a while with Dominic Ingle, the guy that used to train him. So he's back with Dominic Ingle. I mean, Dominic Ingle, they've done great in the past together. That's why they got his career best win against David Lemieux with Dominic Ingle. But I hope we see him in the ring again.
Oh, you think that's his career best?
I think you would almost have to. I feel like that night, I think he showed that he was an elite level fighter.
You don't consider the Eubank win?
No, man. That was a poor performance, man. Honestly, like, if you compare the performances there, Eubank, he won a split decision.
Yeah, I know, but isn't Eubank a bigger name, though?
Yeah, but bigger name doesn't mean it's a better win. I mean, bigger name in the UK, but worldwide, I'd probably say Lemieux's a bigger name. Lemieux.
He's fought a lot of
1.9 million viewers on HBO that night.
And then,
or something like that.
And then I remember that Lemieux fight. He just made it look so easy.
Yeah.
So easy. And that Lemieux was not the Lemieux we're gonna see tomorrow.
Yeah.
That Lemieux was a very good Lemieux at the time. So
yeah, and
I would agree.
And he weren't even the favourite in that fight, Billy Joe Saunders. And to do that on a way, that was why it's big, because it was like his US breakout fight, and everyone was like, wow, this guy don't just talk. He can actually go in there and do it as well.
Right.
But that Billy Joe Saunders, for me, doesn't exist at super middleweight. His legs don't carry the same way. His extra 8 pounds. Like there, he was very elusive, very, very quick feet. Like you saw when he fought in Sufi at 168 for the vacant title, he got caught, he got buzzed. I know you might not necessarily look the same against Canelo because it's a different kettle of fish, but didn't look the same there again. At super middleweight, he's never really set the world alight, really. He hasn't. And even when he fought on the Logan Paul undercard,
I remember that.
He was losing the fight going into the 10th or 11th round.
When he got the knockout. Yeah,
and he clipped Cocores.
I was there. I was there. That was the second KSI Logan Paul fight.
Yeah, that's it. And again, he still looked nowhere the same. He needed a KO to win the fight. So that's my opinion on it.
So Shane, now that you're here, did you give Chris Lovejoy a call?
Do you know what? That guy doesn't... I don't ever have to give that guy a call, man. That guy loves messaging me, calling me all the time. But he wants to fight my heavyweight, Johnny Fisher, actually.
I know. That's why I'm saying, now that you're here, get him in some Joe Joyce sparring, see him up close, know whether or not this is the fight.
Do you know what? I don't even want to be disrespectful to Chris Lovejoy, because I always got respect for anyone who puts the gloves on, yeah? Because they do something that I don't, and I live in this sport, and I can see how difficult it is, yeah? So when I say this, it's not being disrespectful to a boxer or the boxing community, but I'm not being rude when I say this. If he sparred Joe Joyce, right, that spar would not end well for Chris Lovejoy whatsoever. And I don't mean to be rude. We're sparring very good heavyweights out here to get Joe in the best possible shape. That is just not going to help Joe's career whatsoever, sparring Chris Lovejoy. And I like.
Well, no, it was more for you to get a look at Lovejoy to know whether or not it's the right fight for Fisher.
Do you know what it is for me? I feel like you just got to look at Chris Lovejoy's performances in Mexico against blowing up featherweights to heavyweights.
Oh, wow.
To know if he's ready. I mean, if Johnny Fisher ain't ready for Chris Lovejoy, he ain't ready for boxing at all. And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful. It's Johnny Fisher will knock Chris Lovejoy out in 2 rounds.
So what's the holdup? It's been a year or more that you guys have been going back and forth.
Mate,
Sam was still on the company when this all sparked out.
I mean, let's look at Chris Lovejoy, why he never fights anyone, because he's just a nightmare. He came all the way to England and couldn't even fight Dave Allen, yeah? Because he had these problems with Don King or whatever it was, but the guy is not serious, man.
Okay.
He just likes to wind people up and have a joke. And you know what? I think he's such a lovely man, by the way. And that's why I almost feel rude and horrible saying, because I like him a lot. He's funny. He's charismatic. He's made a career out of being that way, I guess, to some extent. And fair play to him. But if that fight ever gets made, it's going to be lights out very early. But listen, I don't even know if I want to make that fight, because I don't know if Chris Lovejoy is going to turn up in the ring. I don't want to get into fight week. Johnny Fisher's gone through the trenches in training camp. We're out here in Vegas waiting for Chris Lovejoy to turn up, and we can't find him anywhere. So, do you know what I mean? I don't know. But it'd be interesting for sure. He's got a lot of character. So
what is next for Fisher? What sort of level of opposition are you looking for to put him in against?
He's coming off a hand injury. A lot of our heavyweights are getting injured these days, but he's coming off a hand injury. He's been out for a few months because he was meant to fight 7 times this year, which is crazy, right? But he's got a very good deal with Matchroom. Meant to fight 7 times this year. I don't think he will fight that many times now, but I think he needs a bit of a softer opponent. He fought Gabriel Ngumia in his last fight, who even AJ said is one of the most awkward guys he's ever sparred. He's Spanish heavyweight champion and whatnot. Like, you got to remember, Johnny Fisher had no amateur career either, really. I mean, he had like a couple of senior fights at whatever level, but so like he needs to be taken a bit slow. He's still a young man himself. Thing is, you take a decent fight, then you've got to consistently fight at that level and above. And at his age, then what is he going to be fighting for, like world titles at 25? So like, do you know what? It's got to be realistic. So I want him to go in there with like a fairly even record guy or slight winning record guy. Test a hand out, see how he gets on, and we'll move on from there. But we're looking at getting him out in early August.
Okay.
Shane, how old are you?
26.
So I'm curious because obviously you're in a very, big position at a young age. And for me, I'm 25 and I started the same way you did, doing interviews, and now we're here. So I'm sure there's plenty of learning on the job for you. How are you able to adapt, and is it overwhelming at times?
Yeah, do you know what? Obviously I'm very young in the role. Luckily enough, I had 2 very good mentors, Adam Morley and Sam Jones, who taught me a lot. And they can teach you so much, but you've got to learn on the job as well. I've made a lot of mistakes. I've made a lot of rights as well, but that's how you learn, isn't it? Like trial and error. A lot of these things are trial and error. Anyone. How do you go into a management role and whatnot and just already know how to do it? Like there's no course you do at university and say this is how you do it, this is how you become a good manager and whatnot. You get some people that have been managers for years, or the roles of a manager or advisor or whatnot, and they're still not good.
That's true.
And they still rob fighters. Their fighters still take the wrong fights, still get the wrong money. There's no list, and like boxing, you've got to tick to be the right manager. I feel like you just got to have it in you and study this sport relentlessly. I study this sport relentlessly every single day. I fall asleep every night listening to interviews, watching boxing videos every night, and it's the first thing I do when I wake up as well. Study it relentlessly, and then that way you'll always be halfway to getting it right, and that's just what it is. The important role for me is to matchmake for our fighters, so it's knowing the circuit everywhere you go. And it's very difficult in America because, see, the differences here. You will have like your winning record guys here. You have someone with like 30 wins and 8 defeats, and they've got no fights on YouTube. I'm like, how the hell is this guy had 38 fights? Even some of them for like a USA state title or something. And there's not one fight on YouTube. And then they're like, do you want to put your guy against him? I said, well, not really, because I don't know if this guy's a southpaw, orthodox. And there's no footage. What is the game plan? We don't know who the guy is. It's like going back to the amateur days.
See, the difference between us and you guys is that you guys have the BBSC, so you govern the entire country. Here, each commission is individual to the state. So there's no, I guess, unified location or centralized location to keep all this information and or footage, or mandate them to have a video of certain level fights. Like you said, if you're going to fight for a state title, at least put some fucking video.
For example, in the UK, a lightweight, how many ounces gloves would they use?
Say second.
A lightweight fight in the UK, how many ounces would the gloves be?
8.
It would be 8 here, unless the opponent in Nevada tells you no, then we have to use 10s.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's
so
crazy.
You get what I'm saying? Like in Illinois, the title fight, regardless of what belt you hold, whatever you weigh on weigh-in, the morning of the fight, you cannot be more than 10 pounds over.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Do you know what though? Like sometimes I find that to be quite a good thing, the whole rehydration clauses and things like that. See, like when Canelo fought Amir Khan, like things like that, for example, just outrageous. Like, I think, what did Amir Khan walk in the ring that night? I think 158, 159 or something, he said. And Canelo came in at, what was it, 185, 188, what, to 190?
I didn't know it was that heavy.
Yeah,
it was something like that, he said. And I was like, mate, that is crazy. Like, that is absolutely nuts. Like, that's almost like 2-3 weight divisions apart. Like, I think sometimes it's a good thing. I think that's what Kell Brook struggled with, was the whole rehydration clause, to be honest with you. Because he would struggle so bad to get down to 147.
Then he had to stay within 10 because of the IBF rule.
See, but the IBF rule is within 10 of the weight limit. So it's within 10 of 147. In Illinois, it's within 10 of what you weighed in at the scale. So if Kell Brook came in at 146.5, he can't be more than 156.5 the next morning.
The good thing is, though, that teaches fighters to fight at their natural weight then, doesn't it? Because then you're not going to struggle. I know they still do it, because they have this thing, fighters have this thing in their head, which I've never really understood, maybe because I'm not one, but they think that getting themselves down to a weight they're not strong at is a size advantage at that weight, but it's not if you're going to be weak at the weight. So like, why don't you just fight at the weight that you are strong at and just don't have this imaginary size advantage and just fight there. Like, that's what I don't understand, because you're killing your career. This is why some of these fighters fade 32, 33, and they don't have the same like punch distance or anything anymore.
I mean, perfect example. Look at Floyd and Manny when they were at the peak of their stardom, and all these mega pay-per-view fights. They were at the welterweight division, which was probably their true walk-around weight, right? Yeah. Those were guys that were always within a handful of pounds of their walk-around weight. So at least at that point in their career. So, and they obviously very successful. Had plenty of big wins at that point. So I think you make a point. I think you make a good point.
I got a few more. So I see Darius picked up a win on the 14th. What's the plan with him? And is that the only American fighter signed to SJM Boxing?
Yeah, he's the only one we've got as of now. Obviously, we've got Guido, who's American-based, but he's the only US national we got on there. But listen, we signed him because we're looking to branch out more into the boxing in the States. I feel like to be a worldwide successful management company, that's the thing that you need to do. And also the dream of building a US pay-per-view star, obviously that'd be like a massive tick off the list, wouldn't it? But I went to that fight in Dallas on the undercard of Spence Ugas. Do you know what, man? It's so frustrating a bit about Dallas because that guy is so talented. It is unbelievable. I've watched him spar Andrew Tabiti. I've watched him spar Jared Anderson. I've watched this guy spar many
Darius sparred Jared.
Yeah, all the time.
Because he moved down, right? In the amateurs, he was a heavyweight, but he's no longer fighting at heavyweight, correct?
Yeah, I mean, if you watch how this guy eats, I swear to God, me and him, Joe, and everyone went out, and he was finishing it for everyone's plates, and the guy had a fight in a few weeks. I think he likes fighting naturally bigger guys because he's very pacey and got very fast feet. And he spars Hergovich, everyone. He sparred everyone, that guy. He's not scared to spar anyone. And do you know what? He does more than a good job on all of these guys as well. He sparred Joe loads of times as well. But he's incredibly talented. And I think he's starting to show that a little bit, but he hasn't necessarily had the platform to really showcase his skills because where he fought solo on the card that time. And the other fight was in Mexico. But his next fight he's going to be fighting in August, I think, on potentially a Triller show. So I think he'll be a bit higher up on the card on there and hopefully get a bit more exposure. But this is the thing, I know that Pro Bellum is still trying to break out in the States, so they haven't got a US TV deal as of yet. So it's difficult to get Darius higher up on the bills when you're fighting on other people's shows, because why are they going to want to prioritise a guy that's not their fighter and give him that exposure when they're not getting their own guys exposure?
Of course.
No, I totally agree. But why did he make 173? That's very low.
You know what? He can make super middleweight. We're gonna try and make super middleweight. That he makes 173 so easily. He was drinking all week, eating fine all week. Not a problem. He's not naturally that big. He just eats like normal. Not
he's only 6'1".
Yeah.
6'1". So I think that right there, that's a really good height for a super middleweight, light heavyweight. 6.
Yeah, my thing is it's his second fight. Why is he already making 173? There's no title on the line.
Yeah, but he's not necessarily making it. It's just him being natural. That's just it. Yeah, he's not on fight week, got the sweatsuits out, not eating or eating very little or eating once a day. He was eating 3 meals a day all fight week, drinking a lot of water, and that was what he weighed. That is it, man. That's why I said he can make super middleweight easy. If you're fighting for a title or something like that, he'll make super middleweight for sure.
So if he's fighting for a title, he will campaign at 168.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I said to him. That's what I'd like him to do. Well, next time he fights, we'll bring the weight down even more. Maybe let's go 170, just so we can keep seeing how he naturally fights as the weight comes down. That's what you can do at this level. Even though you're fighting half decent guys at 4-1 and whatnot, guys that are coming to kind of win, but you can kind of test out how he feels comfortable moving the weight down. So when you eventually do fight for a title, we'll know how he makes the weight and how happy he is with it.
So what is the plan with him? Because you debuted him and then he jumped to a 5-1 fighter. So it's is he on a fast track or was that just what was available? Yeah. What's the plan for Darius?
I mean, and this is a credit to boxing in the United States, and I actually really like this as well. So a lot of these big shows, they don't want journeymen on the bills, so they make you fight guys that are kind of coming to win, which I really like because. Listen, that's what fans want to see, don't they? They don't want to watch you beat up some guy that literally has been paid to lose. So That's what I like. Darius fought at a very high level as an amateur, won the Golden Gloves and whatnot. So why should he fight terrible journeymen? He's been fighting good fighters his whole life. So why is he going to fight terrible guys now, I thought. So for me, it's like, again, we'll take each fight as it comes, but I feel like we can step him up quite soon. I feel like he believes in himself. You watch him spar against these very good fighters, world-level fighters, and he's doing good jobs with them, stopping some of them in sparring. Why are we going to fight some terrible guys? You know, he wants to be moved fairly quickly. I'm not going to say we're going to do this Lomachenko style and fight for a world title in a couple of fights, but we'll look at getting him to 8 and 9-0, maybe start looking at like some international titles or something like that, and then build him up from there. He's very confident and he self-believes incredible. Like mentally, he's in the best place he's ever been right now as well. So there's no need to make it really slow. But like again, you can't even really slowly build a fighter on these big shows because they don't allow you to. And the thing is, with your boards here, like they like Texas and whatnot, Nevada, they're very strict on like
who they approve.
Yeah, exactly. So they know that Darius can fight and they know that he was a good amateur. So they're not going to allow someone like him to fight some guy with 4 wins and 28 defeats and he's been knocked out 24 times.
Not in Texas.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Vegas.
Yeah.
You could get that off in North Carolina, in Atlanta, but not in Texas.
Yeah. So like, for me, like, and it's good. I agree with that. It should be that way. It's dangerous putting these high level guys in with someone at so low level.
We always, because let me tell you, BoxRec's a motherfucker, and we always find these Brits with they're like 12 and like 113 or some shit.
Yeah.
What's up? Why? How in the hell is that getting licensed out there or sanctioned out there?
Do you know what? So it's your journeyman again, very different to UK, right? So these journeymen in the UK have like 170 defeats, yeah. We've got one guy who's got 210 defeats, yeah. I think 11 wins, right? But genuinely has never been dropped, never been stopped or anything, right? They're so defensively sound. Like you don't catch them clean, and even if you do, they hold. So that's it. So it's like you're learning, and it's just frustrating, really. And I still don't really.
I mean, I think it's more of a learning process. I've been in the sport so long that the journeymen in the UK, it's like you said, they're crafty and they're there to give these guys rounds. It's like you look at them, it's 100 losses or 70 losses, but not very many knockouts. Like they know how to survive. So it's about giving your guy rounds and development.
Let me tell you, I went to a show, and it was a major promoter. I'm not gonna say who it was. It was a major promoter. And we're at the weigh-in, and it was a small show, right? But the promoter was a major promoter, but it was a small show. And we're at the weigh-in, and the fighter fought at 112, and the opponent came in like 117.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, so what you gonna do? He's like, bro, we gonna take some money and we taking the fight. And I'm like, yo, your guy's like, the guy must have been like 4-0, 5-0, and he was going up against a guy that was like, he was like 6, but like in 48.
Yeah.
And had only been stopped like 3 times. And I'm like, yo, that's dangerous. Yeah. He's like, man, we're going to get through this guy. It was a tough fight. And it was a close fight. They did give it to the guy with the experience.
What?
But he popped hot.
Oh.
He popped hot.
Yeah.
But, yo, and it was crazy because it was one of those, like, it was competitive at first, and then he just took over, and it was like a 10-rounder, and I'm like, what are they doing to? I felt bad, and it was one of those things like so many losses, but in like 48 losses had only been stopped twice.
But that's it. They're so defensively well sound when they're so experienced. They do this every week. These guys don't fight once every 4 or 5 months. They do that every week. In the UK, this is why they don't get stopped. Because if they get stopped, they can't fight for a whole month. Yeah. So they've just lost. Say like a typical journeyman over 6 rounds would get like $2.5 grand. If you've got a fight every week, you've just lost yourself a lot of money, yeah. And they depend on that money, right?
So they'd be getting $2.5 grand every week.
Yeah, well, if you're because some journeymen will fight every week. Some journeymen will fight every single week.
Which is crazy that their commission approves. You gotta have at least 2 weeks between fights, and if you've been knocked out, it's 3 months.
Oh, is it 3 months, right?
Yeah,
yes.
Unless you can get cleared by your personal doctor.
Unless you're cut or knocked out, or in some cases have been ones when they've been really hurt, but it's gone on still, then obviously they'll make an independent decision on that. But then it's 30 days. It's not even actually a full month, so it's usually 30 days,
Yeah. No, actually, in Nevada, depending on how you are knocked out, I've seen they'll suspend you up to a month. So it's like you can get your license somewhere else, but you won't be able to fight here.
But the other good thing with the British board, what I will say is, if you are one of these gentlemen who does get knocked out a lot, which isn't very often, they will just take your license away. Simple as that. Like they'll just be like, you know what, we're stepping in. The health guidelines in the British boxing board and control are really good. I can't really fault them that way.
So Florian Marku is another of your fighters. He is ranked about 13 in the IBF. That division and sanctioning body obviously belongs to Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford. Then you got your Boots Ennis's, Virgil Ortiz, Conor Benn's. What's the plan for Florian Marku, and when do we see him in with some big names?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Conor Benn's name yet deserves to be mentioned amongst those guys. I feel like those guys are like a level above him right now. I think where he's operated, I mean, if your best win's Chris Van Heerden, and we're talking about, Errol Spence and people like that, I feel like Conor's got a lot of work before he gets there. Improving all the time, though.
I would say Chris Algieri's probably the better one, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's
still, he was a former champ.
Good name, yeah, former, man. But the guy's 38 now, and he almost lost to Tommy Coyle. Tommy Coyle almost knocked him out in round 2, and that was on the AJ Ruiz undercard, how many years ago? But I like Conor Benn a lot, and he is talented, and he's improving all the time. Since that time when he almost got knocked out by Cedric Payne some years ago, he's improved tons since then. But I think he's got a long way to go if we can mention him in the same sentence as those guys. If he does get the Keith Thurman fight, that's the perfect fight. If he wins that, put him onto that stage, because obviously if you beat Keith Thurman, then you're doing very well, aren't you, in that division? So, but for Florian Marku, very good.
Would you put Marku in with?
We've been trying to make that fight for the past 2 years, man. Like, that fight would sell out any arena in the UK, because Florian Marku's got an incredible fan base, that follow him loyally around the world. We'd put him in there 100%. Like, we believe in Florian Marku. He's a very good fighter. He's got a very good training setup now with Grant Smith, who Sonny Edwards and that is trained by as well. And he's doing really well, coming off a career best win against Chris Jenkins. He's very experienced, former British and Commonwealth champion. He's won some international titles as well along the road. And Florian knocked him out by far the quickest of his career. He'd only ever been knocked out once before that. And listen, I think we're looking at a big fight for Florian in September in the National Stadium of Albania. We're looking at like maybe 34,000 people coming to watch that fight. So
against who though?
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be an IBF international title defense, so it's going to be someone of some kind of decent level. But the difficult thing is with Florian, like who do you kind of fight? Like, who do you bring over financially?
Formella,
he's got a
common opponent.
He's got a fight with Chris Congo.
What about Tulani Mbenge?
But he doesn't. You know what is Mbenge? Yeah, he's a good fighter, and I rate him as well, right? But he doesn't bring much to the table. It's like you want to fight a guy that's a bit risky, which is fine. By the way, we're up for taking risks. There's no problem with that. But they've got to bring some kind of value to the table. Like Mbenge, if you beat him, like then it don't really elevate you in any way, really. It just doesn't. So they've got to bring some kind of risk-reward factor.
Can you get Castillo approved? I know he just was knocked out, but it was only one fucking round.
Yeah. Well, maybe. I was looking at maybe Thomas Delerme.
Okay.
Like those kind of guys. So we were looking at Victor Ortiz.
Have you spoke to Delerme? You spoke to Delerme's people?
Not yet. It's just names.
You know he's out here. The manager's out here.
He's out here.
You don't know the manager?
No, I've never spoken to him.
We're gonna give you his number.
Yeah.
We just bumped into where we were at with him.
One of the fights, I think.
And I think
the Rolly workout.
Delorme's coming, he said, right? Yeah. I don't know when, but
let me hit him up.
Yeah, that kind of level, guys. I think it's good. I think that'd be a good progression fight for Florian. And so yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, at least the risk reward factor has got to be there. Like, with Mbenge, like good fighter.
What about a Granados?
Granados, Adrian.
Yeah. But
common opponent with Benn.
He kind of ruined, like for the British fight fans, he kind of ruined his reputation a bit when he turned up to fight Conor Benn, because he ran the whole night. Let's just be real. Until like the last round, he kind of gave it a little bit. Yeah. So like you don't get the reward from beating him. Like if you lose 2 rounds against him because he turns up a bit of better performance, and everyone rates that to Conor Benn's. So again, the risk reward factor is not there. And I actually rate Granados, by the way. So I don't know why he turned up like that.
Yeah, but think about it.
Tulani's ranked 8 in the WBC.
Yeah, but I'm not saying about rankings wise. I'm saying more known wise.
No, I know.
Mate,
I'm just saying it.
British fight fans are ruthless, man. I know the fight's not in Britain, but it'd be primetime TV in UK. They're ruthless. They'll be like some guy. He's probably like my dad watching it at home. He'd be like, "Oh, who's this guy?"
It's funny.
Aegis Kavalaskas.
Mean Machine.
I think that's a bit of a step up too much right now. I feel like we got 1 or 2 more learning fights before we go to that level. Have an ask us.
Are you looking for an American televised fight, or are you looking for a UK televised fight?
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't necessarily. Not looking for one specific. As long as one of them have done something in the sport and got like a decent name, they've been around. And
I got the perfect name. And he's with Dazn, Blair the Flair.
Oh yeah.
Off the loss, no?
Yeah.
That's
do you know what?
Back,
do you know what? The press conference.
Press conference would be insane.
That press conference would be insane. I don't know if
He's
they'd make
looking
the
for
ring.
someone to sell the show.
Yeah,
I don't know if they make the. I don't know if they'll make the ring though. That would kick off at the weigh-in. Could you imagine? There'd be submissions and all kind of things going on at that fight, man.
I like that.
Look,
one.
let me tell you, we were at Bones Adams' gym, and he walked in his first day back in the gym after the loss.
Yeah.
Walked in like shirtless. Like nothing
with a vest though.
A leather vest. A leather vest. It's like 95 degrees outside. Leather vest, no shirt. You know, the glasses on in the gym, and I'm just like, all right, he's back. You know,
he's back.
I like Blair Cobbs, man. He's, you know what? It's what the sport's about. He's entertaining.
Yes.
Listen, he's still a good fighter. Losing to Rocha, I mean, there's no shame in that, man. That guy can really fight and he can whack. But yeah, I mean, that is a cool name. I quite like that name actually. I mean, he's got a good attitude as well. And that would be. Listen, you don't want to be acting like that in Albania, man. I'm telling you, like you treat their superhero like that. I swear to God, good luck getting into the ring is all I got to say to him. But
you mentioned how ruthless the UK fans are, and we were actually talking about that yesterday. And I wanted your thoughts from you, firsthand view. What is the consensus in the UK amongst the British fans on the undisputed fight between George Kambosos and Devin Haney?
Listen, do you know what? This is why it's good that the British fight fans are such big boxing and fight fans. Like, they know a good fight and a big fight when they see it. I mean, that fight has just got a lot more interesting, isn't it, with what's happened recently with his dad not being there, no Ben Davison either. So it's a bit interesting who's even going to do his corner at this point. I mean, but...
Judah, Zab's father.
Oh, yeah?
Zab, I'm not sure, being Devin's godfather.
Oh, is he?
So, obviously the Haneys and the Judahs go back since before Devin was even born, actually.
Oh, right.
So Bill told us he wanted somebody familiar and somebody who's been on that big stage before. And obviously Zab has been there and his father's been in the corner. So that's who will be leading the corner as of right now, because Bill's not denied.
Yeah.
Bill's not denied entry, but he's not approved entry as of yet.
It's what? Because it was criminal conviction. Was it 1996 or something like that?
92, 30 years ago. 7 years before Devin was even born.
But you know what? They're strict on things like that, right? Because, I mean, we've just seen the whole Novak Djokovic kind of situation and whatnot about the vaccine and stuff. They obviously, to even go to Australia, like you have to live there, you got to bring a certain skill, right? Like you have to be like a plumber or a nurse or anything just to live there. You can't like I don't think I could just go and live there. I feel like you got to be like I said, like a plumber or like a painter and decorator. You got to bring like a certain skill to the country to live there. So they're very strict on who they.
I don't know. The dude that cleans here, Austin, your time to shine. The guy that does our housekeeping in the building, he lived there for 30 years.
I don't know what he was doing there though.
Did he have a relative there or something? Maybe.
No, he said he went on vacation there,
never came back,
and then never came back for 20 years.
20.
Yeah,
20
I don't know if he did that legally or what, but I don't know how he did that.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a problem. I mean, even for me, we've made some mistakes, and even for me, I'm like, so I am actually. Bill's is more serious, but I had to do some similar to where I had to get a character evaluation, and
which is crazy. He served 2 tours, and they're still asking him for a He just got out the army 60 days ago. They want a character evaluation.
I made a mistake, had an arrest in my past.
Before though, right?
No,
wasn't it before the army?
It was actually while it was while I was in the military. And nothing came of it, and it didn't matter. Like nothing came of it. And it didn't matter. They're like, no, we need a character evaluation. I had to get a copy of my record, just to be able to get a There's something else.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't even know why would you put an event in a location that makes it so difficult for tourism. But what do you got?
So he's right. Like to qualify, you'll need to either be sponsored by an eligible relative or be nominated to apply by a state or territory government agency. You must score 65 points or more and be under the age of 45 when you apply, and your occupation must be on the list of eligible occupations. to move to Australia.
Point system. Sounds like the Premier League table or something.
Sounds like the Premier League table.
Man.
Oh man, that's so. But so you said that the fight fans do see that as a real fight. For us, a lot of people, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm happy that the fight is happening because to me, this is the real undisputed fight. But a lot of people like myself felt that was a bad deal in the sense like, oh, I win in your backyard. Now I got to come back a second time, beat you a second time. And then
in your backyard.
And then after that, now I got to fight the guy who requested not to fight me and requesting the franchise belt in Vasyl Lomachenko on pay-per-view. It's nuts.
It's a difficult argument. I mean, there's the whole argument that Devin Haney is an email champion. There's a real argument as Devin Haney's never really beaten anyone in their prime at the natural weights. Like, you know.
So, but and see, and that's, you're right, there is that argument, but that's where a lot of people like myself would argue, if he's not as good as people like me believe he is, then why are they avoiding him?
No, why is he the favorite in this fight in Australia?
High risk, low reward is why they avoid him. You can go and fight other guys and earn the same amount of money with low risk, or you can fight.
How? If Devin's the highest paid lightweight in the world, no one gets more guaranteed money than Devin Haney.
Why do you think Matchroom was so reluctant to let him go and fight on a Top Rank show and sign a deal with Top Rank? The guy is crazily overpaid. Like, and I don't like using the term overpaid because actually no boxer's overpaid. They all deserve the money they earn. But I'm just talking about in the landscape of boxing, he would be seen as overpaid.
You know, it's crazy. He signed a deal obviously with Top Rank, Lou DiBella and ESPN. The Dazn deal and it was funny, right? Because the picture that was being painted.
Well, let me just take, because I don't know that what Shane said is correct, because I don't know if you know, but the DAZN deal would have paid Haney more. So Matchroom and Eddie still wanted that fight on DAZN, put an offer out there that Kambosos refused.
Yeah, no, but this is what I'm saying. This is Matchroom, basically what they're doing, they was taking a gamble on Devin Haney for him to be that superstar, and because they believe, and I actually believe, he can beat pretty much all of these guys, right? And then he becomes that superstar, and I think that's what Matchroom are banking on. That's why they've been so loyal to Devin Haney. And that Bill Haney speaks about this in interviews as well, doesn't he? About how good Matchroom have been towards them.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And he was like the thing. He's like, yo, we were happy with Eddie, we were happy with Matchroom, but at the end of the day, we wanted to fight. And he's like, I think that they were calling the bluff. Like, you wanted that bad, take this bullshit deal. Yeah. And they took the deal.
Maybe it was. And I think, but you got to look at, like, let's go back off Devin Haney's past fights, right? Jojo Diaz. Did any of you guys go to that fight?
We were both there.
So like there was like hardly anyone in the arena, right? It was quite empty.
It was over 7,000.
No way. No. 2,700, man, with the crowd that night.
No way.
2,700.
Bro, it was in the second ball.
No. Honestly,
I was there. They even booed Haney. I couldn't believe it. That didn't sound like 2,000. There's no way. Google that. There's no way that was 2,000.
And a lot of those would have been comps as well, yeah? A lot of those would have been comps, right?
I can't believe that was 2,000.
No, but no, closer to 3,000, like 2,700, 2,800. Yeah.
Hold on.
And a lot of those are comps as well, right? You go look at Gervonta Davis and people like that and see the tickets and numbers that they bring in. And this is exactly what I was talking about, like the pay and whatnot, and the viewership. I mean, obviously DAZN's still a growing model, so maybe it's not always fair to compare against some of these bigger platforms. But that is why I'm saying, like, overpaid in that sense compared to what some of the other guys get.
Well, I mean, do you think that changes if he wins the belts?
Well, it's got to, isn't it? That's it.
I mean, not necessarily. Even with belts, some champions aren't worth, you know.
I mean, but yeah,
they can't get certain fights.
In that division, you have to be there.
Like Andrade's a champion; he can't get any fight he wants.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but it's different if you hold all the belts in arguably the most competitive and talented division in boxing. So. And like Devin Haney's got a mouth.
Well, I mean, keep this in mind. Look at right now. Shakur, you would say, is a talent, superstar talent, right?
Yeah.
Bob is telling him, don't go for undisputed because no one's going to pay to watch you fight Ioka and whoever else has the other belt, Gutierrez.
Yeah, but I feel like names-wise, no one, like apart from the hardcore boxing fans, might not necessarily know who they are. But like I'm saying, in that division, everyone knows who everyone is. Like, even if you're not a boxing fan, people know who Tank is. People know who Lomachenko is. People know who even Kambosos now, Teofimo Lopez, I think obviously he's moving up, but like, the people who know who these guys are, I think in that division, I feel like you're talking about some of these guys, and unless you're a hardcore boxing fan, you might not necessarily know who they are.
Yeah, but let's be honest though. See, and I think that's another thing. Like, you're from the UK, like here, yo, how many? You walk down the street with a bunch of fucking fighters, maybe one or two get recognized. Like, people don't know. Like, I don't even think that George Kambosos is known here. I don't think that. See, the lightweight division, I think that Tank is the obvious draw.
Yeah.
You know,
And Star,
and it shows in
Ryan Garcia
ticket sales.
Ryan showed because of what he did with To Go. He can't deny he sold 12,000 tickets,
14,500
tickets.
You know,
with a guy from fucking Ghana.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy.
And let me tell you, on this show, when Bill Haney came here in person and mentioned To Go as a possibility for Devin, the world went crazy, ape shit. But 14 showed up when Ryan fought him.
I feel like the audience that Ryan targets, I feel like they would always turn up no matter who he fights. I don't think they're necessarily there to watch.
You think it's a golden boy audience? Like, you know,
Yeah.
Oscar used to say, or people used to say Oscar brought in women.
Yeah.
You think that's what it is?
Absolutely. I mean, all you got to do is look for his Twitter replies, his Instagram replies. They're not boxing people that reply on there. He could literally fight my auntie, and I'm sure he'd do 14,000 again. Do you know what I mean? That's just
insane.
It's just the kind of fan base and the people who he attracts, and that's just the way it is. But I think when Devin Haney fights, he's attracting hardcore boxing fans. So you have to be in good competitive fights, otherwise they're just not going to be interested in you.
Can't let you go without getting your opinion on Canelo Bivol. What did you think, man?
Do you know what? I'm just happy that Bivol got the decision. I was a little bit worried when I heard 115, 113, which I thought was insane. I was
insane.
I was like, they've
10-2.
given this to Canelo, man. That's what my instant reaction was. I was like, that's why they've made it close and they've given it to Canelo. That's what I thought. I'm just happy he got the decision, even though it's disgraceful. It shouldn't even be a topic of conversation. But
same thing happened to Josh last year, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when Josh Taylor fought Jose Ramirez, I thought Josh won the fight convincingly, plus the 2 knockdowns. And had he not got in the 2 knockdowns, it would have been a draw because it was 114, 112 across the board.
I mean, and then likewise, they get him and Jack Catterall. I mean, but Jack Catterall didn't get the decision. You know, that was a close fight.
I think that was different though. You said that was a close fight. Like Canelo Bivol wasn't close.
Yeah.
In my eyes, Ramirez, Josh Taylor was closer, but I think it was still a clear Josh Taylor victory. That was a close fight. I mean, did you think it was a clear victor in the Catterall versus Josh Taylor?
100%. I thought that was clear, man. I had that by like 3 or 4 rounds comfortably, Jack Catterall.
No,
I don't mean
what
clear
you
for
think
Josh
about
Taylor.
that?
To Jack Catterall. If you what Josh Taylor, Jack Catterall wasn't a clear winner.
I thought it was close. I thought Catterall won.
Yeah, but
we did a live fight chat. I thought he won.
I thought it was. I mean, we both said it was close though. Like,
yeah, it was close, but I favored Catterall.
Yeah.
What do you label as close though? What 1 or 2 rounds, or are we going 3 or 4?
Yeah, 2 rounds. 2 rounds.
Yeah.
113,
Is that including
115.
the knockdown?
Well, they both got knocked
get
down, so it kind of offset it because obviously, we each get 1 knockdown. It kind of offset, So it's still like it was still, it would be a point. So I guess we're talking like 114, 112 maybe.
Yeah.
So it's still round apart. I thought that was fair. I didn't think. See, to me, I think the word robbery gets thrown around too much, and people were saying it was a robbery. I don't know that it was a clear, decisive win for Catterall, but I did think he won. I didn't think it was just wide. I thought it was a close fight.
Yeah, I mean, the one of the judges that night, Ian John Lewis, I can't remember what the score was he did. It might have been at 116, 112 in favour of Josh Taylor, and that guy has been getting abuse on social media ever since. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I felt like it was quite a clear winner, and I feel like, why didn't Josh Taylor rematch him? If he's staying at 140, why is he not rematching him? I think that's a very good rematch, a big rematch in the UK as well.
Yeah, that was kind of surprising seeing that he's staying there.
I mean,
or rumor is at least.
If he stays there, then I think it's an issue. If you're not going to stay in the division, why give him the rematch?
Yeah, obviously if you're not going to stay in the division, but I don't know. I was just surprised that he's staying there, but then given that he is with Top Rank, they don't really have nobody at 47.
Yeah.
And with the guys that they have at 35, and if Tito actually does move up to 40, I think, even like a Jose Cepeda fight, I think he's been looking really good lately. I think there's fights for Josh.
Yeah, but
there
those
at
are
40.
some small ass fights. Like, You gotta first of all, if I'm Josh, I have to let Tito move up to 40 and actually make a name for himself. I can't fight Tito off a loss to Kambosos. So now I'm on chill, waiting for Tito to get right. Who the fuck knows Cepeda?
Yeah. And that's a tough fight as well, by the way. Do you know what I mean?
Tough fight. I mean, I don't know.
Risk-reward factor again.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
There's nothing there for him, man.
There's nothing there for him at 47 though. Like not with Top Rank.
He needs to leave Top Rank.
And on the whole Bivol situation, as much as that was a great win, obviously beating Canelo is always going to be superb win in any shape or form. But I don't put him as number one at light heavyweight. Going off of that, I feel like
better be still number one.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like just look at that guy, man, and the wins at light heavyweight.
I'm so happy
as well.
you brought that up because I have to let you hear some audio that obviously has gotten buried. Here we go.
Roy, are you Roy?
Wait.
Well, this is what I'm gonna say, and I nobody looked at it this way yet, but most of the time when you move up, you just want to move up to get a belt in that weight class and say you did it, and you move on. Either you stay there or you get the heck going back where you came from, right?
Right.
You already did that. You did that when you beat Kovalev. What you going back to do it again for?
It's great.
You want to be 2-time like heavyweight? What does that prove? So why would you even waste time messing with Bivol, who was a problem already? Why would you do that? So if you did that, that means that you thought that he would be easier than David Benavidez? Or you thought he might have been easier than Jermell Charlo? Or you the money man, you could have went and gave us something to see with fighting Demetrius Andrade. Why are you going to challenge another light heavyweight when you already accomplished that one time? You caught the right one, you did it. Get out and leave that alone.
Sorry.
Well, this is what I'm gonna say.
Oh, wait.
Roy, are you insinuating that this was a cherry pick gone wrong?
It was. It had to be.
It was.
Roy,
so Roy is saying this is a cherry pick gone wrong. Do you consider this a cherry pick for Canelo? And obviously, do you think it went wrong?
I think that is one of the wildest things I've heard. How can anyone say fighting Dmitry Bivol at such a weight class as well is cherry pick? That's crazy.
You know who that was?
Yeah, I know exactly who that was, but I just find that crazy. And I feel like I'm being crazy, even arguing against him. Yeah, but I'm being real, right? Anyone who tries to cherry pick Dmitry Bivol, no matter who you are, that is just absolutely crazy. Like,
so you don't think Canelo chose Bivol because he felt he can beat him?
Yeah, I feel like you choose anyone because you believe you can beat them, though. So that doesn't really prove us just anything. I feel like you can't say he wanted to fight Dmitry Bivol because he wanted to avoid Charlo. Oh, come on, man. That is crazy. That is crazy talk. Like, this is a guy that operated at such a lower weight class when he turned professional, and he's moved up to 175 against still one of the top 175 guys. I don't think he is the number one, but one of the top 175 guys.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, for Roy's argument, if it wasn't cherry picking, why didn't you fight Better Beef? It's 2 belts, bigger legacy.
But I don't feel like, I don't know, I feel like going against at light heavyweight, you might not get more respect in the US, but I feel like it's just a much almost bigger achievement. Benavidez is form-wise, like going into that and whatnot, I don't think he's got the best resume, and I still don't think, even he beats Benavidez, I think after that they'll say, oh, he just beat Benavidez, not in great form and whatnot. So I think you go in there against someone like Dmitry Bivol, lives a life, clean fighter, in great form. Well, not in great form, actually. I don't think he looked that good against Craig Richards, but maybe that is a reason why they picked him. But I don't think they cherry picked him. I don't think you can call Dmitry Bivol in any way, shape, or form. Oh, there we go. Cherry pick, because that guy is unbelievably talented. Look at him as an amateur, some of the people he beat as an amateur as well. And not that we need to go off amateur records, he's done a lot as a pro.
I don't know, Shane. Bivol didn't stop Lenin Castillo. Callum Smith moves up after a busted arm, sparks him and won at 175. Bivol didn't stop old man Pascal. I think Canelo and his team noticed that. Like, all right, Better Beef is a huge puncher. That's probably a little more dangerous. Let's test the water with this guy. They complained that this guy was too old in Kovalev. Let's try this guy and see where we go. But we know he hasn't been stopping anybody, And what happened? We went 12. You know what I mean?
I think more of the problem with Kovalev wasn't even about how old he was. I think it's more that it was the back-to-back training camps as well, wasn't it? Didn't he take that?
Yeah, hold on.
He loves saying this.
Because I love when people say that. I mean, Canelo did it twice. Canelo did it from the Callum Smith fight going into the mandatory with Yildirim.
he's fresh.
And he did it with Yildirim going into the Billy Joe fight. 10 weeks for all 3 camps. So,
Yeah, but he's a fresh, like, and completely dedicated to the sport, man. We all know Kovalev's difficulties and troubles in his life and stuff like that. He can't live like that. If you live the life like a proper athlete, like someone like Canelo does, lives and breathes the sport, then you can get away with doing things like that and still look great. Whereas Kovalev, it's absolutely not. And he was at the tail end of his career as well. Whereas Canelo was coming into his prime. So it's very different. It's different backgrounds and stories, isn't it?
James Valdez in San Antonio, Texas says, who's your top 3 favorite UK fighters and top 3 favorite US fighters?
Top, like, active now, yeah. Top 3 outside of Esham Stable, obviously, because that'd be very biased. In no particular order, because I don't really have an order, but I know I'll definitely say number 1 is Tyson Fury. I just followed him. I knew him before he even turned professional, actually, and followed him ever since his pro debut. And I remember when I was telling people in bars, pubs, like family, friends, about this guy was going to be the next big thing in heavyweight division. Everyone laughed at me because this guy was out here punching himself in the ring. He was out here
Remember that uppercut?
Getting dropped by cruiserweights and whatnot. And it did. Sometimes I had to question myself. What I was saying was just a load of rubbish, but it turned out to be true. So Tyson Fury is definitely one of them. I mean, I'm actually from Scotland as well, so Josh Taylor has to be in there as well. And I mean, even going off of the Jack Catchall fight, even though I'm saying I believe he lost, what that guy's achieved in such few fights is incredible. So deserves credit for that too. And do you know who I'm really liking stylistically right now? Maybe not the most fan-friendly style, but who I think's got tons of ability. Sonny Edwards. Really like Sonny Edwards. So.
Okay.
What about some American fighters?
Yeah, he get 3. Top 3 American.
Do you know what? Now I'm hearing he's coming back still again. Not that he ever necessarily retired. Deontay Wilder's got to be in there, man. You know what? That guy is just. I just love watching him. He comes and brings the heat. He wants to listen. I don't necessarily agree with everything he said in interviews about killing someone, but he literally does come to do that. So he has to be in there for sure. Errol Spence for sure. Errol, I mean, I was lucky enough to be at the Ugas fight. Great fight again. He got hurt in that fight badly. I don't know about the refereeing at that time when he got caught with that shot of Ugas, but yeah, I have to put Errol Spence.
Why, you wanted a standing 8?
No, I don't know. I don't really know. Do you know what? I didn't actually catch it that clean as I wanted to see it, but I know there was a lot of controversy around that.
I mean, I felt like it was Mayweather Ortiz where, he didn't protect himself at all times. Ugas took advantage. His mouthpiece fell out, so it made it more dramatic.
Yeah.
But I didn't see him hurt or need an 8 count. I can see the debate, but I feel like if you watch the footage, the ropes didn't keep him up. He just went into the rope. I don't think that. I don't think it would be a solid argument to argue that the ropes kept him up, so he deserved a standing 8.
Well, I'm pretty sure that they don't do standing 8s, right? I'm pretty sure that's
well.
part
If the ropes keep you up, yeah. If you should have went down,
but they'll call it a knockdown. It's not like
but you still get a standing 8.
Still a 10-8 round. It's still a 10-8 round.
Yeah, but I'm saying like a standing 8 is like obviously like in the amateurs you're hurt on your feet, not on the ropes. We're gonna
I think the reason I phrased it there is because when you go into the ropes, the refs is supposed to come in and call it a knockdown because it kept you up.
Right. Yeah. So yes, the knockdown, correct. So,
but either way, it wouldn't have changed the outcome of the fight, would it? So I mean, their standing count would have given him more time to recover. So if anything, probably would have been worse. But
that's true because he did keep fighting without that mouthpiece for at least a little bit.
Yeah. So that's that. But then it's impossible to not be excited about Boots right now. So for me, like the future of that division. So I'm very excited about him. But I love Terence Crawford as well. But I just feel like I know that there's apparently he is going to fight Spence this year, which obviously the only fight almost everyone wants to see like so badly. But I just feel like he's lacking those career-defining victories for me to get truly excited about him still. I mean, obviously Sean Porter, I don't know if that was an old Sean Porter that night. That's why he retired afterwards. But yeah, he's lacking those real career-defining fights for me. So,
do you feel that the winner of Crawford Spence should fight Ennis, or would you be okay if they moved up and you vacated those titles and not defended against an Ennis?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like where they've been in that division for so long and whatnot, and that's number 1 versus number 2, which however way you put it. Like, you ain't got to fight any of those guys, man. Like, what's the point? You beat them again. Like, it's still a very good win, but you're not going to get the credit you got for beating Spence. You go up and fight Charlo or whatnot. Like, you get way more credit for something like that, and you probably get paid a lot more money as well. Like, and then if you don't win that fight, you can argue because you went up weight, and you can go back down and still fight these guys. It's a win-win situation, isn't it? So,
absolutely. I think those are all our questions. If you can, please give out your social media anywhere you want to direct our audience. And obviously, we want to thank you for coming in early and coming and talking some boxing with us. We look forward to getting you back on. And hopefully, you can bring Joe Joyce in here.
yeah, I mean, I was speaking to one of your guys. Yeah, we'll bring him in the next week or two. We're at it for a long time, so something for him to do. I don't know how he feels about the early mornings, though. He's not a great morning
We have one afternoon show on Thursday evenings from 4 to 7.
Oh, yeah?
So, I guess we could slot him like a 5:30.
Yeah, maybe that would work. Yeah, we'll get him on. We'll definitely get Big Juggernaut in. He would definitely have to come down, so.
All right, well,
any
social
socials?
media?
Sorry?
Any social media you want to give out?
Yeah, so Instagram, @ShaneWatson, Estram. Twitter is @ShaneWatson95. And yeah, I'm not on TikTok yet, so working on that.
Gotta get on TikTok, bro.
Do you know what, man? I feel like social media's taken over my life already. So I feel like if we add another one in there, and especially when I'm seeing people watching videos in there for like 4 hours, I'm like, I don't know if I've got enough time in the day for that.
Yes, that's true, but you got to get on there as a content creator, putting out content, not as a consumer. Because if you get on there as a consumer, it'll consume a lot.
Yeah,
of
you need an S-Jam
boxing
TikTok for sure.
Yeah, no, there's one on there. No, we're quite good on there actually.
Okay.
Yeah, we're quite good. They are, but I don't control that. We've got social media guys that deal with that stuff.
All right. Well, we're
going to take this quick
intermission,
intermission. Exactly.
and we'll be back with another special guest.
Huh.
When Benavides gets cooking, it's like fighting an octopus.
El Bandera Roja, David Benavides.
I'm the boogeyman, and I'm coming to get you.
To everybody that's in 168, I'm coming for everybody. It doesn't matter who it is. Charlo, Caleb Plant, Canelo, I'm coming for all of them.
Canelo a hell of a fighter. But it's my personal opinion, he's ducking Benavides.
I think everybody wants to see me against Canelo, right?
David Benavides.
Yo,
this brother right here. I'd like to see Canelo against somebody like that.
I definitely like punishing and hurting individuals. That's what I love to do.
And now Benavides unloading.
I got a lot of power too, and I throw punches and punches, and I don't get tired.
Here's a jab, leads with the right, and there's that hand speed.
I'm ready to fight whoever.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we have another fantastic interview to kick off with a undefeated fighter and someone who is guaranteed to be a superstar talent in the sport. Definitely being, I guess, mentioned to win a world title. We're talking none other than Bruce Shushu Carrington from Brooklyn is in the building all the way over here in Las Vegas, so he'll be coming into the studio right now. Talk some boxing with us. He has a fight this weekend, correct? On Top Rank show?
No. He's on the Puerto Rican Day card in New York.
So you're just holding camp out here?
Just got out here for camp.
Okay.
What's up, you guys?
How are you, champ?
I'm doing good.
Good to have you in studio finally,
yes,
man.
Sir. Yes, sir. Same here.
So you've turned professional now.
Yep. 3-0, 2 knockouts, and we're ready to take over the whole 126 division by storm.
One big viral knockout too, right?
I'd say the last two have caught some attention. I'd say both of them have caught some attention.
Mm-hmm.
But champ, what's that been like being able to, obviously have some viral moments so early in your professional career?
I mean, like it's definitely been life-changing in a way, because now a lot of people has been noticing me back at home, and like there was like an incident where I was driving through Brooklyn, and I'm at a stop at a red light, and the dude that was walking across the street, he's just like looking into the car, he's noticing, that's Bruce Carrington. Oh, what's up, Bruce Carrington?
That's
and he
what's
give me a five through the window and everything like that. He's telling his girl, oh my God, Bruce Carrington. So I'm getting more and more of those moments now that I've had those viral moments. That's what's up, though.
So you've been doing this a long time. For those that don't know, man, let them know how long ago you've started, how many amateur fights.
Well, I started back when I was about 7 years old. I have 286 fights, amateur fights.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was the 2016 Olympic alternate for the U.S. team. I was supposed to have qualified for the 2020 Olympic team, but the pandemic had messed up the qualifications for that, so I wasn't able to go to Tokyo. But now, like, I'm here in my, I believe, 17th year, 18th year in boxing, and 25 years old and ready to do what I got to do, man.
For sure. So I have been asking myself this question, wondering for a long time. And obviously you're here, so I gotta ask. What am I missing? Something? Was someone else your trainer throughout your amateur career, or was Sosa? And if Sosa was, why did he not become why did you choose not to have him as your professional trainer?
Well, Sosa was definitely, he was my trainer for a large duration of my amateur career, but it was just a business decision, with the team with my team that I have, in order to make that change and go with K. Karoma. But me and Sosa, we still tight. It's not personal. Like, I see Sosa every day, like, we family and everything like that. But like I said, it was just like a certain decision that I felt like I had to make. And my team, we all agreed.
So what was it about K that you felt you needed to link up with him? What does he bring to the table that I guess meshed well with you?
Well, like, I noticed with K, like, he's very, very technical. Like, you see him work with guys like Shakur Stevenson. He's worked with Keyshawn Davis, and I've been around with K like years, around the way too. So it was just something that I just always noticed that meshed well with my style. And, the time that he puts in and the passion that he puts into the sport is like no other. And to be honest, it was like a no-brainer to go with him.
Was it a difficult decision for you? Obviously, because again, on the outside looking in, I'm like, damn, he been with you since you 7, and it's like now you a pro.
No. He was with me since I was 7.
Okay.
I've had different coaches. Like, Sosa was actually my 3rd coach by the time I got to him. Yeah. So.
And how long were you with him?
I was with Sosa for about, I don't know, maybe 7 years. Maybe probably a little longer than that, to be honest. But yeah, it was just like I said, it was just like it was definitely hard. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It was definitely a tough decision because it's the boxing world, they have this whole like loyalty thing that they have, and stick with one coach. But then also, again, you see a lot of boxers as well switch different coaches to better themselves in the sport of boxing and reach different levels in sport of boxing and learn other things. So that was just kind of the thing that I really felt like I had to do in order to get to this next level. And you're seeing the differences in these fights that I'm having.
And did that decision have anything to do with the stable, right? Like, at one point, I mean, you guys had Jarrell, Big Baby Miller in there, Lennox Allen, Shakur Steve, Chris Colbert, Richardson Hitchens. Like, there was a lot of talent. Now, Hitchens is not there. Nikita Abba Ali is not there. Rashad Mati and it looks like Colbert are still there. Even Jarrell is not there. And now you're not there. So it's like, what did that have anything to do with it? That like the people you kind of grew up with are no longer there, or no?
Nah, they ain't never had nothing to do with it for me. For me, it was just honestly, like I said, my own decision, because we just decided to just go with K, man. Like, K has been like a family member to me since I was a little kid, and he kind of knew me in a different way and knew what it took for me to get to the next level. And also, I spent a lot of time with him when I was on the USA team as well too. I was training with him while I was getting ready for the Pan American Games. I was training with him while I was getting ready to qualify in the 2020 for the Olympics and everything. So he just, like, I noticed like it was just a certain passion with him, bro, and it was something that I was craving. It's something that I really needed. And not to say that Sosa is not a passionate coach, but it's like K just brought something different to the table that I just couldn't deny.
And the sparring has to be better with K because obviously you get here, you got the top ranked gym. I mean, every now and then Shakur comes through. You got Keyshawn. I mean, there's just a lot of
talent.
Definitely.
That hangs around K.
Yeah.
Or trains with K.
And not just around K, but I feel like throughout Vegas, I'm sure finding sparring is the easiest thing, or easier than probably New York.
I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm addicted to Vegas because of that. It's like one thing I learned just from my first camp out here. It's like a fight. It's really the fight capital for real. When they say it's the fight capital, it's for real the fight capital because of the fact that it's so many different gyms in a certain mile radius, and in those gyms it's top fighters, and it's definitely something that you're gonna crave if you want to get to that next level. You want to get to that elite level because it's nothing but good work out here, like you said.
It's true.
And I think
so many gyms, like Bones has a good amount of known pros that go through there. Then you got Salas, who has a handful of very known Latinos that go through there. Then Top Rank has their own, very hotbed of talent. So it's a lot of little gyms here, and we haven't even hit all of them. I mean, I know Danny has, but there's still DLX, Jorge Capetillo, where we was at yesterday.
Mayweather, obviously, City Athletic.
So many,
shit,
man.
we
You're
opening our own, so we in the mix. But it's a lot of great work out here. I'm curious to know who has given you your best work here.
I mean, well,
or what's your favorite work?
My favorite work, I would say, is guys like Keyshawn and Shakur. Like those guys, I would tell you right now, Keyshawn Davis and Shakur Stevenson, them two guys, they make me think more than a lot of people because my strong suit is my IQ when I go in the ring, and those guys make me think more than anybody. I really have to play chess and do out of the box type of punches sometimes in order to just catch them a few times, and it's always kind of like a chess match between all three of us. So. Yeah, I love the work from them two guys.
When I say Tito Mercado, what comes to mind?
Oh, it's Tito Mercado.
Oof. He's a guy that says Shakur needs to stay in his lane.
Are you talking Ernesto? Ernesto, I don't know about Tito, but I actually saw y'all post that. That's it. Yeah,
Do you know Ernesto?
I mean, I've seen the guy. Like I've seen him.
Not in the amateur circuit though.
I mean, no. I've seen him in the amateurs. Like he was in the Olympic trials in the 2020 with us, and I believe he was in Keyshawn's weight class, Keyshawn Davis' weight class. I think they were supposed to fight in the finals, but I don't know what happened with that one.
He talking like he want that Keyshawn smoke.
I think they were supposed to fight in Bulgaria after the finals too, but I don't know what happened with that.
What's a walkout?
Like
in the amateurs, what that mean?
I mean, well, no, the walk is a walkover.
Oh, walkover.
Yeah, walkover. Walkover basically when one fighter is there to fight, but the other fighter is not there to fight. So I don't know if you probably see that on the internet, like you see, like
so that's
Keyshawn was there, but I don't know where with Tito Mercado was.
So if I remember correctly, he's like, it was a walkover, but they didn't really want to fight. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm not really too familiar with walkovers, but it seems you the one with the law. So
yeah, like listen, Keyshawn had the spot on the team, so he was there, and he wasn't. So I don't know. From my understanding too, it happened twice because, like I said, there was a qualification period after the Olympic trials where we had to go and fight in Bulgaria and stuff like that, and really lock in our spot on the team. Keyshawn went. He didn't. So, I mean? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know what to say about that. I ain't saying he ducking. I ain't saying that he probably had his own plans. From what my understanding was, I think he wanted to go and fight for his home country anyway. So, but that's the thing. But I don't know. He's coming on here talking all that smack and all that smoke, and he wants Keyshawn. So it could be something interesting to see.
He said Keyshawn then cool.
Yeah. He talking big talk, but I mean that's what you expect from fighters, though. You know what I'm saying? A lot of fighters, they're gonna talk that big talk. They're gonna, you see Keyshawn doing his thing, getting the notoriety. You see Shakur with all of the belts. He calling the top names, man, and that's what these fighters are gonna do.
How do those fights play out? Is he on a level?
I've never seen him fight. I don't know.
Oh wow.
No, I've never seen him fight. I don't know. So I mean, you asking the wrong guy here. I'm not sure.
So for you though, you got Puerto Rican Day weekend, right? You gonna be on the card?
No. I fight the weekend after Puerto Rican Day weekend.
Oh, you're on the Joe Smith.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I'm on that card.
You on the Joe Smith and Better Beef card? Okay.
In a way, like I was kind of upset a little bit at Top Rank when they put me in the weekend after the Puerto Rican Day thing. But then again, I thought about it. I'm like, nah, I think they kind of hooked me up because they noticed my first fight. Well, no, excuse me, my last fight when I fought in the Garden. They had me at the third bout, and I kind of packed the house at the third bout of the night, and that's kind of like rare to see. Once they noticed that they got me pushed up in the car, now I'm the fight before the co-main event. They noticed like I bring a lot of people, so I think that now being that they gave me that weekend by myself. To see how many people that I can really bring and really put in the seats and stuff like that coming up in June 18th by myself, and not use the help of the Puerto Rican Day Parade with Edgar Berlanga and Xander and so forth. You know.
Well, I think that if they saw you were able to sell tickets, they know Edgar and Xander gonna do that.
Yeah.
They like they got that weekend.
Right.
Let's get you.
Yeah, exactly.
And then obviously Joe Smith, he gonna bring his people out as well, and I'm sure you're gonna have. I know New York
definitely gonna be in the building.
Yes.
Back-to-back weekends for real.
That's good though. That's good. So are you planning to go out there a bit early, maybe to watch that? Be there for that fight?
I'm gonna definitely be there the day before June 11th. I'm gonna definitely be there June 10th. I'm just I'm a little against the wall about going to the fight just because I'm gonna be fighting the next weekend, and I don't know if I really want the people to see me before then. I probably just want to just stay in a hotel, just keep grinding, and then pop out when it's time for fight, to be honest, because I'm not really there. My mind ain't really focused on going out and stuff like that while I'm that deep into camp and then I'm right there about a fight. So I'm just on a wall. I'm not sure yet. I didn't make my decision, but I'm trying to just feel it out.
Now, for you, you said that you're loving Vegas. Obviously, great sparring and things like that.
Definitely, I plan on moving here in the next couple of years.
That was gonna be the question. That was gonna be the question because I know you and your father, very proud Brooklyn natives, and Brownsville specifically. So I was curious.
Shout out Pop.
Yeah, I was wondering where's your dad?
Yeah, he's out of town right now handling some business. Manager work. You know what I mean? He's doing his thing. Helping selling tickets and selling.
Where Kenneth ain't come with you?
Say it again. Oh, and he's supposed to. Kenny Sims, he's supposed to be here. I don't know why.
Yeah, no. So he hit me last night like, yeah, I'm gonna pull up with Shu, and I was like, not to take away from you or him. I was like, that's cool. But I still wanted to give him his own, show.
Yeah. That's respectable. That's
just because we want to give you your time, we want to give him his time. I know he got a fight coming up.
June 4th.
Things like that.
But I was hoping for him to come through because I heard you got to see him spar Devin.
Oh yeah. Dang, you just always hearing stuff through the grapevine. What's up with you? Who your sources, huh?
Connected,
Who
man.
your sources,
connected, man.
We the sources.
And I heard that was very good.
Nah, it was some really good sparring. Them guys, they always challenge each other, man. It's just elite work versus elite work. You know what I mean? What you expect. They both, have their moments where they get out on each other, and it's something to see. It's a sight to see every single time.
We had Frank. Hold on really quick because this is kind of feeding into that. We have Frank Steele in here, and we asked him, we're like, yo, a lot of talent in that gym. Who do you feel is, I guess stands out? And he mentioned Shakur, he mentioned you, and he mentioned Kenny Sims. And I know Kenny, so I know what he's able to do. But the fact that he mentioned them, for me was great, right? Because it gives him his credit, when a lot of people aren't giving it to him. I know you guys are really close and get a lot of work in side by side in the gym. What's that like to have somebody of that level? Because I'm sure y'all just push each other. It's like, all right, now Kenny sparred 6. All right, I'm doing another round.
Yeah. Kenny like my big brother for like he been guiding me and helping me along the way for some years now. And we always push each other, man. We just we go running together. We push each other even sparring. Like when he's sparring, I'm going out and yelling out instructions to him, vice versa. Man, working with that, like I've noticed like with Kenny recently as well too, like he had like this hunger in him, like, you know, especially after that Elvis fight when he fought Elvis, like he just showing that, you know, he's got something to prove, and you know, he's letting everybody know like I can beat the top level guys in the weight division, man. Like you see, like what he did with his competition. A lot of guys are ducking him now because of that. And I hope in his fair time he get his fair shake. I mean, because he's been in the game for a while now, and you know, he just, you know, sometimes he'll have like lulls of no fights and whatever. Sometimes because guys not really trying to get in the ring with him, but man, listen, that dude is something special, and I'm telling you right now, he's definitely like, if they put him in rotation to get a belt or something like that, he's definitely gonna be a top contender and ready to get that belt.
So based off what you know from Sims and what you've seen from that session with him and Haney, is Haney prepared for what he has to face in 2 weeks with George Kambosos?
Yeah, no, Haney's sharp. Haney's sharp. He's definitely 100% prepared for that fight. Like I'm really liking how he looks. One thing I always liked about Haney, like he doesn't have to be the fastest dude. He don't even have to be the most athletic dude. But you know that he has so many tools in his toolbox from the people that he's learned from Mayweather, from
Virgil
Hunter, and all these different people that I saw him like training with as he was getting up in age and getting up through his boxing career. Like that kid is special, man, and like there's a reason why he's in a position that he's in now, because of the way he fights. And one thing I always loved too, right? He really loved the sport. Like the money ain't an object to him. You know what I'm saying? He ain't come from no gutter, you know what I'm saying? He ain't come from the trenches and all that like a lot of us boxers do. Boxing is really a poverty man sport, a poor man sport. And he ain't really come from that background for his pops always, you know, he had him around, he had him, you know, he situated him right from the start of his life. But you could tell like he just loved the sport. Outside of, he don't gotta, I fight for my family, I fight for like he got that real genuine love to where he fight, he work out like he a broke man. He work out, he ain't got to like, he ain't got a dollar in his pocket. Like,
bruh, I never seen nobody shadow box like him. I never seen nobody shadow box that intense. I've been to a lot of jobs. I've been doing this almost 11 years or 12. And the way he punching as he shadow boxes, like if it's a dude in front of me really trying to fight, I'm like,
yeah,
the fuck is going on? Sweat flying. I'm like,
he's like that, yo.
Damn, you only shadow boxing. Because you used to seeing people shake out. You know, they looking all smooth. He's like,
real intense. Yeah.
But he looking, you know, the same way he would, you know.
He looks good doing it, but it's just faster. It's not like shaking out. It's not just, you know, shadow boxing. It's like some intense, you know, anaerobic, I need to burn calories type shit.
Right.
But, so I hear you was trying to help Mr. Sims from the outside.
Yeah. Yo, who's telling you all of this, bro? Yo,
I hear you was like,
somebody is snitch.
Whoa. That, you know, we just know things. We know things.
We got little birdies.
Nah, man. Listen, I don't care though. Yeah, you're right. I don't care. Yo, bro, Devin got a whole like crowd around him every single time he go into the gym and spar.
Yeah.
He having a whole hype man. Yo,
he got a church man.
Yo, dude, that hype man is funny though. He be having his little rhythms and rhymes and all that. I be like, I like that dude.
Church tight.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm gonna talk my talk for my man Kenny. I don't care if it's one of me and 100 of them. I'm gonna still do my thing.
What's up.
I don't care. Yeah, that's a fact. But I had to.
Yo, that's gotta be so intense though. Like, I mean, man, like sparring and then having people, you know, being hecklers on the outside. Like that's. I mean, I guess it prepares you for the big fight.
Right, that's what I'm about to say. It definitely does do that.
It might be even worse. Granted, you ain't gonna have thousands and thousands of people there, but you're not gonna have guys on the apron talking shit and yelling.
That's facts too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then think about it too. Obviously, sparring, you know, at worst is 3 minutes, 30 seconds off at worst. So you know what I'm saying? I think it almost prepares you more because, yo, I've seen some shit in sparring sessions, and I'm sure Shu can attest to what you've seen throughout your days, man. Sparring is something else, especially I feel like at the top level.
Yeah,
at this
it's a treat, man. Yeah. It's a treat to see. But I want to ask, I'm sure everyone wanted to sign you. You know, you've been a declarated amateur for a long time. People were expecting you to go to the Olympics and all that greatness. What made you choose Top Rank? I know a close friend of yours, Richardson Hitchens, is with TMT. Then you got Nikita Abba-Ali with Dazn and Colbert with PBC.
Right.
So it's like you definitely knew of each entity through your personal friends. So what made you decide on Top Rank?
All right, so I'm going to give y'all a little timeline, right? So back in 2015, 2016, when I was the alternate for the U.S. team, I was thinking about turning pro. I was 19 at the time, and I was like, man, yeah, I'm going to go pros, this, that, and the third. A lot of young guys are going pro. All my friends are going pro. But at the same time, I'm like, at the time, I didn't really have international experience. I fought just nationwide. So I'm like, let me do my, a little international tournament and then see what's up. And I got humbled.
Where was that tournament?
This was in London, England, for the WSB. They said World Series of Boxing. This
so no headgear.
No headgear. Oof. That was my first time.
And what size gloves?
It was 10-ounce gloves. 10-ounce gloves, but it wasn't my first time no headgear. But yeah, it was basically overseas, no headgear. But yeah, I fought in that, and I was like, wow. I was kind of puzzled because I always thought that I saw every style of fighting until I went over there and learned European style fighting and learned to do different styles of fighting. So I was like, all right, yeah, you know what? Let me take these next few years to really figure out what I want to do. And I decided to stay 4 years. Now, in them 4 years, all my friends are turning pro. I'm watching, all right, this one going to PBC. This one going to Top Rank. This one going to Dazn. They going to all the top guys. I'm like, all right, let me see how the path goes as the years goes on. And I'm noticing, all right, this one, not to do this, not to do that, checking off on the list and everything. And one thing I learned about Top Rank is one of those promotional companies that stands through the test of time. Like I think they've been there forever. They've been there forever. Back with Muhammad Ali days. You know what I'm saying?
Before. Fucking Bob promoted Evel Knievel jumping the Grand Canyon on a motorcycle.
I ain't even know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, Bob's been around.
So when it comes to that, and I think the selling point for me was during the pandemic. They were the first ones to
open up their own
bubble and have fights consistently day after day after day. Then I saw what they did for Jared Anderson, how they had him on there. Then I saw how they had Xander, how many times they had him on there. I'm like, yeah, nah, these guys, in terms of like building a fighter. But you
didn't think to yourself, Jared is a heavyweight. Heavyweight brings out the casual. Xander's Puerto Rican. Top Rank loves them some Puerto Ricans and Mexicans.
Nah, I didn't really think about it like that, to be honest, because I thought about ESPN. You have that strong ESPN platform. That's how they sell you. My thing is always to promote myself. Like I love promotion. Like a lot of promotional companies will sell you money, but their promotion is not that well. But Top Rank has the best promotion. They have the best promotion when it comes to ESPN. You're gonna have all of these people watch you fight. You see my last knockout, it went on SportsCenter Top 10. I'm on ESPN, ESPN2. You have all of these casual people that's not even boxing fans watching me fight. Like that's something that I wanted. That's something that I always looked forward to so that I can become a household name in a certain period of time. And I felt like Top Rank was a promotional company to do that for me.
But Shushu, how did you know that your situation would be different from Terrence Crawford, who is in a lawsuit with them, and he's considered pound for pound number one, arguably. So the talent was there, but somehow he wasn't satisfied.
I think I bring a little something different to the table. My fans. I got Brownsville on my back. I got Brooklyn, New York all on my back. So I think that right there brings a little bit more oomph to it. We're coming into the game. Like, this is my third fight, and I could sell a lot of seats. So I think that right there, that speaks pretty loudly. And two, you got to take risks. Like, just because something doesn't go well with one person doesn't mean it's not going to go well for me. And that's how I kind of look at things for me. It is what it is. What happened with Terrence Crawford, I see what's up. I definitely note it, and I just try to just kind of stay optimistic in a way to and take the risk. You have to take a risk, and that's one thing I was just willing to do when dealing with Top Rank.
So when you say it's promotion, what would you be doing different to promote yourself, to put yourself out there, hypothetically, that other fighters aren't doing or wouldn't do?
I mean, well, I wouldn't say it's some things that I would do that other fighters aren't doing. I mean, like, but social media is a thing that you could just promote yourself regardless. Like, I notice like a lot of promotional companies, they'll promote certain fighters when it's ready for them, when they're about to fight. Me, I'm gonna keep my fans busy by, you know, posting my training or going live, interacting with fans, or even posting little funny skits and TikToks or whatever, you know, it's little stuff like that, just to give them a little, different side of me and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, basically just you being you. I feel that with a lot of boxers, what we get is like, we get their boxing side,
Right.
and then we don't really know who they are outside of boxing. But for you, I was gonna say, not just are you interacting on social media, but I know that it's very important for you. I know you guys were just at the pizza spot selling tickets and shit.
Yeah.
You know, why is it important to still remain very close to your roots and to be able to, because they could go on Ticketmaster.
Yeah,
you don't
right.
got to go to the pizza spot and sell the tickets yourself. So
Right.
why is that important for you?
Man, it's something. It's kind of just a way to have
Connecting with the people.
Yeah, exactly. It's a way to connect with the people, man. You know, a lot of people don't always see me. Like I'm usually just tucked away in the house sometime, or just in the gym. Like the gym in the house, that's my day to day. So it's like when they do get a chance to see me, if I get, when I get that opportunity, I would hope that my fans would be happy to, want to interact and, and get to see me. And when I went to go sell them tickets, that happened, and I was like really happy to do that. And I plan on doing that again and again as, I have fights. Oh yeah, big shout out to Napoli Pizza, Rockaway, Livonia Ave, and Barbershop. He's also selling tickets over there at 139 Schenectady Ave in Brooklyn, New York. I gotta put that in there.
No, absolutely,
for sure, man. So many fighters don't understand that, like, that's a separate check. Your sponsorships and your endorsements.
Yeah.
You're not fighting for that.
Yeah.
You're fighting to make sure you keep that. But is it funny to you that that Devin is younger than all of you guys?
Nah, it's not funny to me. Nah, but he's been in the game. He's been in the game.
23. Like, you're older. Shakur's older.
Yeah.
Everybody's older. Keyshawn's older.
Yeah, but see the thing, I think he turned pro before everybody.
Yeah,
Remember,
17.
He was fighting in Mexico, and building his name and building his record and stuff like that. So, he's ahead of the game because he did that. You know what I mean? And plus his dad helping him out with promotion and stuff. I remember seeing videos of him sparring, and they used to like edit the clips where he would just be hitting the guy, poof, 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 punch by punch. Like, I'm like, dang, like Devin beating the dude up. Like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? So they know what they was doing. Like, that's one thing I can say. Though. Like, Devin and his pops, they knew what they was doing in terms of promoting him.
Even like for you, Ness, I think he was maybe 12 or 13 on that video with Floyd, which at that time you were a very small channel, and that shit did like 900,000 views because it was like,
because he was a 12-year-old doing pad work with Floyd Sr. You know what I mean? And he was good at 12. Like, he looked like he looks now, damn near on the pads. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, got to get this.
Yo, but it's who he learned from. Like I said, he learned from some greats. Roy Jones and Floyd Sr., Floyd Jr.,
Mike McCullum. Look, let me tell you, Bill is, shout out to Bill. What you say, Bill Haney? Because he just randomly pops up. But Bill's a good friend of the show. And, I'm going to be honest with you, one of the most impressive or memorable moments I've had in boxing was in front of this building. Bill literally broke down what they've learned from each trainer that they use. And as Bill's doing it,
you can see
I'm seeing it. And shoot, there's probably not a fighter that I've been in camp with more than Devin. So I've seen hundreds of rounds of sparring, and I'm seeing everything Bill is doing. I'm like, damn, I've seen Devin do this time and time and time again. But it was so impressive.
He showed us the little Virgil Hunter, Andre Ward moving. I'm like, oh yeah, I do be seeing Devin do that.
And it's like you said, he's like, it was, and then this from Floyd, Mike McCullum, and it was like literally everything. I'm like, they literally learned a bit from everybody and actually use it and apply it to this day.
I was at who we had last night? Maybe the Maloney's from Australia. I was asking them like, and I want to ask you, do you think that's good or bad? Because, like, some might say putting him in a different camp with all these different trainers could confuse him, and he has no real identity because you keep showing them different styles. And every trainer wants to show you their style. They want to show you how they fight or how you should fight in their eyes. So what's your thoughts on working with so many different elite level trainers?
One thing I would say is it's all about the trainer's approach as well too, because some trainers, let's say if you go to them, they want to mold you into the style, like you said, that they want you to fight, but then some trainers want you to implement the style that they give you into your own style. So it's all about the trainer's approach and how and making sure that they don't force you into fighting the way that they want you to fight. Like, that's why it's worked so well with Devin. And also it's on a fighter's responsibility to learn to adapt, to take from this coach, to take from that coach, to take from that coach, and then make it his own style. So that's how I kind of look at it. I don't think that every fighter is capable of making that adaptation, but for the ones that do, like Devin and myself, it works well for them.
What was your reaction when you heard that Devin had signed the deal with Top Rank and that the fight was made, and hearing what the deal was, that, you know, he goes to Australia, wins, has to go back for the rematch, one-way rematch clause, and then the third fight would be Loma, potentially on pay-per-view.
I didn't even know about that rematch clause going back to Australia.
Back to Australia.
2 times.
That's wild.
And it's a one-way rematch, so it's only for George.
That's crazy. I ain't know about that. Wow.
Did you know that his father can't go to Australia?
Yeah, I know about that. I know about the pops not being able to go out there.
Has your father always been in your corner? And
always.
If not,
always.
Okay,
100%.
so
yeah.
have you never missed a fight without him?
Nah, never.
Oh,
yeah. That's
so how would you have handled this? Would you still go to Australia?
Fact, no, I mean, well, I don't know. Like, as a pro, I haven't. Amateurs, yeah, I have, because being a USA team, you travel without my pops and everything like that. But as a pro, I don't plan on not having him around.
So what would you have done in this situation? Would you have missed the flight to kind of threaten the government to help you get a...
Because, no, and that was another thing.
Because that's what I said, like, fucking miss the flight, see what they gonna do.
Shu, and he didn't even know about the rematch, so that's another thing. So the Victorian government, which is where the fight's taking place in Melbourne, which is in Victoria, Australia, they, before the fight, they requested that they show like proof of vaccination before.
Bill and Devin show proof of vaccination within 48 hours, or the fight would have been off.
And it's and it's within 48 hours of me telling you. So it's like, the fight's not for another month and a half, 2 months. Why do we have to show it right now? Like, we signed the dotted line, whatever. So that was our thing. If you're gonna get involved with that, and the Victorian government's also putting up money, how couldn't you get involved
with a 2-day visa? Because look, obviously Mike Tyson got denied once upon a time in 2001, but in 2012 they let him in.
Right.
You know, there is a such thing as a tourist visa, a work visa, and they can give them a 3 or 2 day, exempt pass. You know, which Haney's father would obviously need.
Yeah.
Because I mean, in reality. Shit,
I just think it's unfortunate.
No, it is unfortunate.
Yeah, big time.
I mean,
really
30 years ago, you do something and you're still paying for it today.
Pay the price for it then.
And I wanted to, when we first heard this yesterday, we were,
2 days ago?
Yeah, we were driving to California to Robert Garcia's gym, and I'm just like, man, America doesn't let you forget your past. And it's like, wait, this is not even America.
Right.
It's a completely different country. So it's this world that is hell-bent on bringing up a person's past, I mean, 30 years ago, look at what he's done.
Devin wasn't even born.
Honestly, if you think about Bill, he's one of the best managers in boxing. And if you can't categorize him as one of the best managers, then you can definitely say one of the best father managers, right? Because what he's been able to do for Devin is unheard of.
It's unbelievable, yeah.
And it's unfair that he put all this groundwork, and now at the big moment, can't be with his son. That's heartbreaking.
Yeah, man. That really sucks, for the undisputed, belts and everything like that. But honestly, for me, if it was for me, let's say if, we dotted every I, crossed every T, and we still couldn't have my dad come out there, like, I would have to do what Devin is doing and handle work. I mean, we did our business, we did our work in the gym. I know what needs to be done. He knows what I'm capable of doing, and You know, we sometimes, you know, we can't have our dad with us all the time. We can't have our peoples with us all the time, helping us out. We got to do it on our own. That's us, you know, having to grow as men. Sometimes you got to just do things on your own. So I'm respecting the decision that they made and how they're not making it a big, you know, they're not dragging along, trying to, you know, make it a whole stressful situation. Because this also could be really stressful if you're really trying to, you know, get the access granted to go out there and you can't. That's gonna mess up with the fighter's mind. So it's a smart decision that they made to just, you know, let Devin go out there and handle business.
You being from Brooklyn, and I hate to harp on this Haney situation, but you are from Brooklyn. You know Zab and Yoel. Yoel's actually allowed, and he's there. And as of right now, he will be the head trainer. What's your thoughts? You know him better than us.
Yeah. Well, Yoel is actually Devin's godfather as well. Yoel is my man. He's great. You know, he's at an undisputed world champ himself as Zab Judah. So I feel like, you know, with the experience,
and he fought an Australian with Costa Zoo.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So I feel like with the experience that Yoel is bringing, you know, and Yoel knows Devin a lot as well too. I feel like, you know, it's not gonna really be much of a difference going into that ring. Devin knows what he needs to do. Devin looks sharp. He gonna go in there and handle business, and I wish the best for him.
I got a bunch of questions from the people, so anything you got, you go first, and then I'll get to Patreon.
It was funny. He mentioned everything that Bill was telling us. He's like, look, I prepared him his whole life for this moment. He's like, of course I want to be there, but the work has been put in already. So it was just funny that you look at it that way, given that even though, I mean, your father's always been there, and I know you and your father have a very close relationship as well. So, Ness, just wanted to say that Costa Zoo Zab fight, that was...
He's not Australian, but he was raised in Australia.
No, I know. I'm saying, but that was here, though.
Oh, really?
Yes, that was in Vegas.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that was in Vegas.
So we got David Maldonado in New York City. Says, what's up, champ? Who you have winning between Teofimo Lopez versus Josh Taylor, being that this fight is under discussion? Ooh. It's going to be at 140, though.
Oh, okay.
That's if Taylor doesn't move up and Teo is moving up.
Okay. Well, now I feel like Teo probably got like a chip on his shoulder. You know, I feel like a lot of people trying to write Teo off because of the fight against Kambosos. But I think the only thing that messed up Teo in that fight was the mentality that he had going into it. You see the first round, he was trying to take Kambosos' head off. And I feel like Kambosos had a lot of respect for him going into the fight, but once Kambosos dropped him, he felt like he had control going in like towards the end of the fight. So I felt like that was a major difference in Kambosos winning the fight. If he approached that fight differently, I felt like he would have beat Kambosos. But yes, this is Josh Taylor fight. I am pretty confident that Teofimo would do work. That's a great fight though. Josh Taylor is great in his own right as well. Undisputed champ as well. But it's something that Teofimo, he has that equalizer, man, that power. Josh Taylor has that technicality. I feel like that fight will be a great fight, but I'm going with Teo.
All right. We have Rue in a 504, New Orleans. He says, now that you've gotten some fights at the professional level, what in your opinion can be improved with the USA Boxing amateur and Olympic system?
Well, I feel like, to be honest, around this time, the amateurs for the US team, they're actually starting to get into a little rhythm with learning how to fight with the impressing the judges and fighting these overseas people, because as you've seen these last two Olympics, we've been producing medals. 2016, we had Shakur Stevenson with the silver, Nico Hernandez with the bronze, and Clarissa Shields with the gold. Then with this last one, we had about 3 silver medals with Richard Torres, Duke Reagan, and Keyshawn, and then the bronze with O'Shea Jones. So listen, they're actually doing much better now, and to be honest, I feel like they should just keep doing what they're doing.
We have Brandon Maurice in Cincinnati. Says, sup, champ? You are my favorite fighter out of all the next generation youngins coming up. Your last 2 highlights have been sensational.
Thank you.
What are your thoughts on the New York City drill music scene and the violence that has come with it, and what can be done to stop it?
I don't want to, because I feel like we're going back into the Straight Outta Compton joint with NWA and how they blaming the music for all of this stuff. Man, you have all of these shooting games. You got Grand Theft Auto out. You got all of these crazy different games, and you're not blaming the violence on that, and you're just blaming it on the music. I don't know. I can't blame the music that we listen to for all of these things that's happening. There's all different type of music that talk about suicide and stuff like that, and all of this different heavy metal stuff, and talk about evil stuff, and people don't try to, blame the things that's happening in this world on that type of music. So they just quick to throw the New York drill stuff and try to blame it on that. Like, nah, like people, I just feel like these artists and that's out here making their music, doing this New York drill, keep doing what they're doing, and it should still be, loved just as equally as any other type of genre, and not be blamed with the violence that's going on. People are just people. People gonna do what they do, and it has nothing to do with the music.
All right. I got James Valdez in San Antonio, Texas. That says, "What's the backstory behind the nickname Shushu?"
Yeah. A lot of people ask me this, like, "Oh, what's Shushu? What's Shushu?" Because it's such a unique name or whatever. But it's honestly just a baby name. Like my parents, like I'm a junior, I'm Bruce Carrington Jr. And my dad and my mom, they just always called me Shushu around the house. But you know how like sometimes like you want to go on Google and find like what a secret meaning of your name is. So I did that one day, and I found the Egyptian meaning to it is the one who rises above all. So I'm throughout the duration of my career, I'm hoping that that continues to fit in.
All right, we got Scott, the Christian Fight fan, says, "What's up, champ? Thanks for blessing the best boxing podcast on the planet, The Boxing Voice. How many national titles did you win in total in the amateurs?"
Well, surprisingly, to be honest, I was actually kind of a late bloomer in terms of like winning nationals. I ain't really win that many national tournaments. I kind of felt like I always had a pro style in the amateurs, so I didn't really get a fair shake with a lot of different decisions that I felt like I won. So I only have like 3 national titles, man. But I got the ones that I won, the ones that was just most important. I won the USA Nationals. I won the National PAL tournament, and then I won the Olympic trials. So it was just those tournaments that was just really important. I won those, and I also in the Olympic trials I won the best boxer of the award.
Nice
tournament. So
Tank versus Rolly. What's your thoughts? And that's from the best dad ever in Baltimore.
Yeah, I was waiting on that one. That's actually gonna be, I feel like, a more competitive fight for Tank than a lot of people are gonna expect, because the way how Rolly fights, you can't prepare for a dude like him. The way how he throws his punches, and he might throw an elbow here and might try to grab you and toss you over here and all this different type of stuff. It's like that's a type of style that you can't really prepare for, because I've never seen anybody fight like Rolly. And then Rolly has that power. He's much bigger than Tank in terms of the size and everything like that. I feel like, it's going to be a pretty interesting fight. It's definitely not going to go 12 rounds. Both of these guys hate each other. But it's something, I don't know what it is about Rolly. Like, he's talking so confident, like he knows something, like he's seen something in Tank, like that he might exploit.
Bro, his trainer Bullet came in, sat right there, and said he put $25,000 on a knockout for Rolly.
That's crazy. Yeah. But Tank, man, Tank is Tank at the end of the day. He's a great boxer.
You haven't had a chance to spar him yet?
I sparred Tank. Yeah, I sparred Tank before. Definitely. Back in like 2017.
Okay.
I was definitely, Now Tank, the reason why they call him Tank, he punching like that.
Everybody says that.
He punching like that for real. So, the dude, he's very smart. And one thing I learned from the sparring, he's not just, just a guy that just all power. He can box. Like, he's definitely showcased that when he fought Isaac Cruz, Pitbull, when he just had that one hand and, he had to use his boxing ability. But, he's very smart. He knows when to come in. He knows how to play the clock. He knows how to use his little feints and everything to stop you in your tracks and get his, counter punches going and everything like that. But I feel like that could probably edge him in the fight. But, man, it's going to be something interesting to watch. Rolly done sold this fight crazy. All of the scandalous stuff that's been going on with them two, man, it's been crazy, and I'm all eyes. I wish I was home to watch it, bro. It's gonna be in the Barclays Center, May 28th. I wish I was home to watch it. It would have been crazy, because it's the first fight in the Barclays Center since the pandemic. Yeah. Wow. So I already know
it's gonna be lit.
It's gonna be lit.
And it's
I'm
Tank
mad
too,
I'm missing
so-
it. Yeah. You know,
Yo,
Baltimore, they're going to bring buses up there to go and watch that
Let me
fight.
tell you, this is gonna be. I've been to New York a lot, and I've been to the Garden plenty. First fight that I'm gonna go to at Barclays.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be my first fight. Let me ask you something real quick though. Do you?
Oh, wait. I just want you to know, 25,000 on Rolly by knockout money line. You don't have to pick knockout because there's no prop available. Just money line. How much you think you make off of 25?
He got to be probably at least a plus 300. So I'd say 75 plus your 25 back.
You can make $180,000 on Rolly.
So he like a plus what? 700.
725 minus plus 725 720
by money,
and that's not knockout.
That's money line.
That's money line. That's any way he wins.
Crazy.
Disqualification,
That
knockout
is wild,
decision. Really quick, Shu, I want to ask. You remember what you was doing December 2016?
December 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, refresh my memory.
You was in Kansas City for a tournament.
Okay.
And
okay. I
in
remember
that
now.
tournament, you fought a guy named Jose Macias. Does that ring a bell?
Jose Macias. I think he was like, if I'm not mistaken, I think I fought him my first fight out there.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the first fight. Yeah, I remember.
Well, he commented, he's watching this, and he said future world champ, Shushu, fought him in the amateurs, 132 pounds back in 2016.
Yeah. That's what's up. It was good, my man. It was good.
So definitely you've been putting in work for some time now. It ain't just new. It ain't just new.
Definitely.
It ain't just new. But Shu, I know you got your documentary. I want you to put that out there before we let you go.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, I have a 30-minute documentary of myself. You guys can see the struggle that I've gone through in terms of things that's going on in my life growing up in Brownsville. It's called Brownsville Born. You guys can watch that on brownsvilleborn.com. Definitely give me y'all feedback and let me know how y'all like it.
Never ran?
Never will.
There you go.
Let everybody know where they can find you before we do cut out.
Yeah. You guys can follow me on my Instagram, Bruce_Carrington, my Twitter, B_Carrington1. And I'll be fighting June 18th. Y'all go ahead and tune in ESPN Plus. June 18th, Madison Square Garden. You guys are going to see another show, and I hope to give y'all another crowd-pleasing performance.
And if you're in the tri-state area, make sure to get your tickets.
I was going to just say.
He will be part of the very exciting, and I can't wait, unification fight at light heavy between Joe Smith and obviously Beterbiev. So
yeah. And anybody that's flying in, or if you're not even in the tri-state area, you guys trying to get y'all tickets, y'all go ahead and click the link in my bio, in my Instagram or my Twitter. Y'all lock yourselves in and become part of the Team Carrington movement.
Let's go.
Sure,
We're going to take a quick intermission and take this picture with Bruce. We'll be right back after this.
12 years. I never expected it to turn out like this.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
Shout out to the community, man. I appreciate y'all.
What's happening, people? Info Joe, Los Angeles, in the building.
Adrian, the problem wrong, the man from the frozen tundra.
Keem, straight out of Florida. Liz Lowe, Decatur, Georgia.
You already know what it is. It's the Queen, Martha K, Detroit. Stand up.
David Maldonado, New York City. Yo, Nuts, don't cut me off, man. Don't cut me off.
King Amin of Essex, catch me for them championship rounds.
Big Super Mac, Plainview, Texas. Davidian in Buffalo. God bless you all. In Jesus' name.
Without Chai, it ain't nothing. Without the callers, it ain't nothing, man.
Bad Girl, TKO, San Diego, California.
Big Fish Vegas, Palm Beach, Florida. Tree, the Incredible, straight out the ATL. James Benitez, Huntsville, Alabama. It ain't hating, it's just the truth.
Show Kid, Mount Vernon, New York, suckers.
SDS Promotions.
Coach Mide from London, UK.
Let's go!
Checking in from Tennessee, it's Lethal James, P-A-Y-N-E. It's lethal.
Line 6 Reed, just spreading that boots gospel.
From Bama, only in America.
Well, I'm a true attestation to the American dream.
King Born, Crown Heights, Brooklyn. You heard? 4 chicken wings and french fries, breakfast of champions. Let's get to it.
JT, New Orleans, Louisiana.
Stuff like
J-Mac, Florence, Louisiana, 504, baby.
What have you?
C. Y. E.
California.
Like the video, subscribe to the channel, join YouTube members and Patreon for some.
This is the #1 pound for pound and 2-division champion, Marvin the Tank Thurman from Dallas, Texas.
Mr. GBC, baby.
LB Southern, from DC to Stunt City, Bomb Squad.
Brandon Maurice, aka the AJ Trucking, straight out of Cincinnati, baby.
Madback 100, U.S. Virgin Islands. Chickarelli, Hollywood, California.
Louis Reyes, Boston, Mass. Yo, drop that SDS shit.
90 seconds. By SDS Promotions.
The voice of the people. There is no equal. You can add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation. TheBoxingVoice.com.
As I always say, please make sure you push the thumbs up. Share this in every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast. This is TBD for life. If you ain't on Patreon,
it's cause you stupid. If you ain't on Patreon, it's cause you stupid. You ain't get to ask none of the questions to none of the fantastic guests that we have had today. If you don't know, now you know. 7-day-a-week show. We go live twice on Monday, once on Tuesday, once on Wednesday, twice on Thursday. Today is going to be twice on Friday, as we're going to be doing a live chat.
Not chai.
Not chai.
Live chai.
We don't want no chai lattes.
This is.
We don't want chai lattes.
This is.
This was.
Yeah. So we are going to be doing the John Pascal Bang Mang Wang fight.
Bang Mang?
What's his name?
Why that sound like some shit off the Bang Bros bus? No. We watching Fei Long Ming versus John Pascal.
Yeah, so that's on Pro Box. We will be doing a fight chat for that tonight. Tomorrow,
shout out to my man Sean George, the trainer. Fei Long Ming.
We are guaranteed 2 fight chats.
Yes.
I'm trying to convince Ness to do
maybe
a third
maybe three. We're gonna do polls. We're gonna do polls on the community page. I'll start that one right now. And we'll take some callers. Anybody there? Looks like C-Dub, the first number on
Blog Talk.
You're right.
Not before these quick messages.
That's right. You're on point.
Viva Mexico, cabrones!
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Subscribe to youtube.com/The Boxing Voice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
What up? Shout out to Shushu, who actually posted on his story yesterday that he was coming on the show today. That's the type of level of promotion we need from all people who are going to be on the show.
And he signed a custom TBV glove to give away to one of our listeners. But see, though,
give it away. Yo, is Tevin Farmer and them still fighting?
No, I got postponed, remember?
Damn, that shit a day away.
I told you that. But yes.
You did, but it's still on the schedule.
Yes. You probably on ESPN, that's why they
yes.
late. But Champ, what up?
CW.
Yo, what up, man? TBV, what's good? Yo, y'all can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Mayweather fight not even on the ESPN schedule. They wildin'.
It's exhibition,
okay. TBV, so snap the like button is free. I can tell you why Danny is mad. Danny still a Canelo fanatic. That's cool. You still can't believe he chose the wrong strategy. No, he just the weight class, man. The weight class is for a reason. Anybody prime champion, Beaver Bivol will whoop him 99 out of 100 times. Go back to 168.
No, and
this game,
and honestly, if you like, I don't know if maybe you missed it. I damn near agree with you. I damn near agree that Canelo loses to Bivol. I would say, you know, after what we saw, probably 9 out of 10 times, right? But what I was saying is, to me, when I forgot the exact word that was used, misjudged. I said misjudged. I think that they did misjudge him. And we saw that because it was a terrible game plan coming into the fight. I don't think that a different game plan would have stopped him from losing the fight, but I think it might have helped. But like I said, I just think it was a bad game plan all around.
Cool. No, it won't help at all, champ. We'll get him too. Don't let Ness fool you. He's still a Canelo fanatic. He thought Canelo could be Usyk. You know, this is why people are mad. We just need to pull them down from the clouds, okay? Stay at 168, fight Charlo, Maul, Andrade, or Benavidez. These are not all cherry picks in this. These are picks the public wants. These are picks that's been chasing him for years, almost 5 now. So they'll be happy with that.
So
just give the public what they want.
And those are all great fights. All, like you just said, fights the public wants to see. Really quick before we let you go, in your eyes, was Dmitry Bivol a cherry pick?
No,
gone
sir.
wrong?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Okay.
I'm not a Canelo hater. That's people being ignorant. I said on the show that Bivol would win, but I ate crow because I said that the judges would steal it from him, and they didn't. But come on, man. 175, a good boxer, going to do the same thing Triple G did. I thought Triple G won number 1 because Canelo did the same thing he did. He bagged up most of the fight. And in the second fight, he came forward and had Triple G on the back foot. You can't win going backwards all the time.
Cut it. Oscar, San Antonio, the next number underneath.
What up?
What's up, man? What's up, Danny? Great interview. The second one, the first one, son. That dude contradicted himself. I think him and Roy Jones and Charlo fans, whatever. He kept saying that they should fight at their own weight. Doesn't Taylor walk around like at 155? So why is he fighting at 140? Weight rating himself, as he said, right? Didn't he say that? That Canelo should fight at his own weight?
Well, I think he was saying that now that he's lost at 75, you still got the belts at 68. Plenty of fights for you to have there, and I mean, obviously he's had success at 68. So I think he's just saying like,
but he was saying with the Amir Khan. Remember he said 155. He came in at 185. Like, why doesn't he fight at his weight?
Oh yeah.
Around that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, how come Taylor doesn't walk around fight at 154? He walks around about 154, right? And then Roy, calling someone tough, difficult, and then calling him a cherry pick, that's just contradiction, man. But that's it, man. Shout out to all my sanitation workers out there, cleaning up the world.
Appreciate the call, champ. Who we got on the Discord?
We got El Terraplanista.
All right.
That's Cuba.
Let's go out there. Cuba, what up? On mute. Austin, can you say his name? I can't see it from here.
Wait out. Sorry, bro.
Oh.
Hey, yeah, I just saw someone else is going with Rolly, bro. There you go. But remember who picked him first, bro, because now as the fight grows closer, a lot of people are going to come out of the woodwork and start picking Rolly.
You do know who the other person picked him was, right? You do know who we were talking about, right?
Yeah, I was watching the interview, right? Who is this guy, right?
No, he said it would make it a more difficult fight, but the person that picked him was his trainer and put in the 25,000 on him.
Yeah, no, I know. Coach Bullet is the best, bro. This is why they're gonna win, bro. These guys are actually fun to listen to, and that's how it works in the sport. Like fun characters, they get the win, bro. Like Teofimo Lopez and his dad, Angel Garcia and Danny Garcia, bro. These characters,
yeah, they've never lost.
And Rolly, you can already see them. They're gonna be in the sport for a while, bro, making you laugh and shit. You can already see it, bro. Tank is getting knocked out. It's gonna look easy, bro. It's gonna look easy. It's gonna be a left hook in the first round. Tank's gonna come in and he's gonna go establish outside foot dominance and walk straight into a fast sliding left hook by Rolando. That's exactly what's gonna happen. But what I wanted to tell you guys is like, man, I forgot now what I called in for. I'm gonna tell you something else about this, but I kind of forgot. Maybe I'll jump back in later or something.
Alex,
what's up?
Herring versus Jermaine Ortiz. Who you got?
Yeah, bro. I got Herring, bro. Jermaine Ortiz ain't that good. There's a guy here in the Discord who loves Jermaine Ortiz, bro. I don't know what he's seeing, bro. Jermaine Ortiz, like, he ain't that good, bro. Like, he might beat him, but again, he's not gonna go anywhere, bro. I don't think Jermaine Ortiz is gonna be here for a while.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man. Take care, guys.
All right, bro. The great one, Oscar. Omar? God damn it. Bro, every day I forget.
You know, Danny, I still hope there's one day where you wait. In fact, Danny, listen, let me make it easier for you. Whenever you think of the great one, just think of Omar.
Bro, look, let me tell you, we got a photographer named Omar, a video guy named Omar, and I always want to tell myself, no, it's the other one, it's the opposite, but I'm gonna get it right. What up, bro? I'm sorry, I'm gonna get it right one of these days, I promise you.
It's cool, bro. It's cool. But listen, I wanted to talk on something Ness said, right? Because Ness is right. Listen, the reason why I have such an issue with what's being said about Canelo is the word cherry picking. Because I mean, it even sounds stupid when I say it. How can you call Canelo a cherry picking Bivol? Because when I think of cherry picking, I think about what Danny Garcia used to be doing back in the day before he fought Thurman. And the other thing is, listen, right? So Roy comes on and he says, why would you go back up to 175 to fight Bivol when you've done everything you need to do there? But listen, maybe, right? The reason why he went back up to 175 is to be the first fighter to undispute 2 different weight classes. And people like to conveniently forget as well, right, that there was a plan. The plan was fight Bivol and then fight Triple G and then maybe fight John Ryder in the UK. And then next Cinco de Mayo, he goes up and fights either Beterbiev or Joe Smith to unify. And my other thing is, right, Ness says that Canelo picked Bivol over Beterbiev, which is true. But then again, look at what happened when he undisputed at 168. The first fight he took, the first couple fights he took.
CYP, what up?
Yo.
What up?
Yo, man.
Hey, CYP, I just want to give you credit, champ, because there was something I found out on accident that just goes to prove how honest of a man you are. And I just want to give you your due credit, bro. You not any...
Sure, don't give us any clarity.
No, I CYP just came up in conversation and regarding his relationship with Mr. Bill Haney. And I know there was a lot of people DMing me that they hate on you, CYP. They hate you. People around these ways, they hate you around here. And people been hitting me up. And, I'm like, you know what? Let me find some shit out. And like I said, it came up on accident, champ.
There you go.
You still ain't giving no clarity, but all right. I'm
because,
assuming he's trying to say Bill shot, Bill said y'all talk. Like, he's not, this is a podcast, man.
Yeah, but,
you got to let the world know what you're talking about. I'm lost.
Bro, certain conversations, I just wanted to give him his credit.
Man, you DM a brother for that. It's an audio podcast. You're going to bring up half a congratulation. Well, CYP, I'll congratulate you entirely. How are you?
Talking about half.
That was a half congratulations. You didn't even give out the whole message. But go ahead.
There we go. Don't worry about it. Look, Roy Jones Jr., one of my favorite athletes of all time, my favorite boxer. One of the first sports I started to do, organize, was boxing. And it was Roy Jones who inspired me. So I know everything about the man. And one thing I could always say is that I love when my athletes think like me. Kobe was my favorite basketball player after Scottie Pippen. They asked Kobe, who's your favorite player to watch? He said Russell Westbrook. Ironically, Russell Westbrook was my favorite player after Kobe. Great minds think alike. I told y'all that you had already moved up to 175 and dared to be great when you beat Kovalev. There's no reason to go back again unless you're trying to be undisputed. So don't give me no excuses when you lose because you already did it. And I thought it was ironic how Paulie Malignaggi was the one who brought up the topic when everybody knows, if you think about it, Paulie, you were a cherry pick for AB. AB cherry picked your ass. And then he ran into Maidana and got that ass whooped. Funny how the cherry don't fall too far from the tree. But when it comes to Roy Jones, I respect that man. I love that man. He helped me in my childhood, yo, for real. And I know some people listening agree. Roy Jones was that guy. And if you ever got in a street fight, you was trying to fight like Roy Jones. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, y'all know what I'm about. Thank y'all for listening, but hey, I'm gone.
Hey, hold on. What fight was that he, remember he got done hooping and went straight to the fight?
Yeah. Who was that opponent? I seen it. I done seen all his fights. That's gonna be hard for me to remember off the top of my head. Cause I seen them all. Shit.
I know you gonna get back to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna get back to you.
All right, CYP, appreciate the call. Hulk in Maryland, what up?
time is it? What time is it? What time? Home in Maryland.
Tommy, I can knock you out now.
Holy shit.
Good try.
Holy TheBoxingVoice.com.
Great show. Yes. Dan and Brandon. I'm out.
SDS Promotion.
Yo.
They disrespectful.
Hello?
Yep.
Oh, what up, TVV? What's up, Yo Ness and Ringwalk? What's going on? Where's the bow at?
The bow?
The bow just walked in.
The bow just walked
good?
He was napping next door.
He was handling some business.
Hey, Ringwalk, that Roy Jones Jr. fight, he had to fight a police officer, ex-police officer after that boxing match. Dude, he knocked him out in like the second round.
Oh, okay.
I think it was Thorne. I think it was Thornton or Thorne, something like that. Thornton, something like that. I can't think of his name. But yeah, that's that Roy Jones Jr. But you know what? Roy, I think Roy was kind of right with that, because he was kind of right with the thinking of maybe they thought they could beat him. But I don't care if Canelo come back to 168 and fight Bivol. He can't beat Bivol. He can't beat him. It's as simple as that. That's a waste of time. I'm glad he's going on and fighting Triple G. From what I'm hearing, he's going on and fight Triple G. But I was about to say, Tank. Yeah, man. I still say the same thing. Rody uses the George Foreman style. He grabs and wrestles. He pushes people. He punches hard with every shot. They're awkward. Using his arms to block punches. All George Foreman. I mean, I looked at it, and same way George beat Joe Frazier. If Tank gets close to him, he's going to push him and try to hit him with uppercuts.
It was Tony Thornton. You are correct.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm a boxing head from old days. But TBV number one. But I'm gonna go with Tank, man. I'm going with Tank.
All right. Hulk, appreciate the call.
All right. That looks like we got Brandon.
It's the Ghetto Therapist.
Oh, that's Baltimore.
Best dad ever.
Can you hear me?
Well, yep.
All right. But shout out to the Cuban guy. He talks a lot of smack, and one thing I can say, he support his Cubans, so I give him that one. But since people want to really give him the first round knockout, saying really gonna knock Tank out, I'm gonna change my prediction. I was gonna give him some leeway. I was thinking Tank was just gonna beat him up and punish him, and then knock him out later. I'm gonna drop him in the first round, and that's it. Shout out TBV. Shout out everybody in the chat. Shout out the back. Good show, fellas.
Oh, it looks like. All right, bro. Thank you. It looks like it was actually the Eric Lucas fight. He did that then, but neither here nor there.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you a young fella, and he comes from the Magnolia.
You sleeping in the truck?
Looks like we don't have an O. At least no.
All right, and that's GTO Instagram.
We got like 10 super chats.
All right.
Say what?
The first one is from Lights Out Homie, who said nothing, just showing love with the $9.99. So we're gonna spin the wheel for him.
No, it was
Did you get Sean M and BX Dunn and Jada Real?
Yep.
Jada Real.
That's the Yo Evers Glomas 2 entry that you landed on. It would take an additional $5 super chat to be entered into that raffle, so we'll give you a minute for that. We got Sean M with the $9.99 said, Roy exposing what people were saying all last week. Canelo has been on European tour. Dante Boxing Nation exposed this in 2019. He put out a list. Facts. And we're going to spin the wheel for you, Sean.
BX Don 122 with a $2 super chat saying Roy was asked the question and he answered it.
Additional $5, Sean. You landed on the Erdeslandi Lara
Shoe Palace hat, signed, autographed. Then
By it is Landry Laura.
Correct.
We got Al in the Bay. What do you say? All right. Next GTO. Instagram, man.
We got more. It's more super chats.
What?
We got Jada Real with the $5 super chat says, "What is a cherry in your opinion, Danny?"
Yeah, Paulie for Broner was a cherry.
Gone wrong. Paulie beat Broner that night.
And then we got Big Fish Vega with the $2 says, "When it comes to Canelo, Danny should be lead host."
Whoa.
And then we got Sean M back with a $4.99. So that'll be your entry into the Eris Landy Laura raffle hat, Shoe Palace, that is. He said he cherry picked where he don't lose no belts and picks up another win in a different division. Win for him.
No, win-win for him.
Win-win for him. How is that not a cherry pick? And then we got Lights Out Homie with the $9.99. So that'll be your entry into the two Yo Elvis Gomez glove entries. And he says, "Good morning, TBV. Shout out to y'all for the boxing content every day. I work nights and your podcast make my 125 miles one-way commute a hell of a lot easier." That's crazy. That's a long
Lights
way.
Out Homie sent that 5.
And then Lights Out Homie back again with another $9.99 said, "I wasn't able to catch the whole pound for pound show the other day, but I have an idea. Create a point system and assign points to each criteria utilized. Then add up all the points and place fighters accordingly." Sound like box rec pound for pound to me.
Madison
with the $4.99 says, "Thank you for coming and on, Shane. Great interview. TVV always working hard." Then Mad Bent 100 with the $2 super chat says, "Shoo talk fast like Zab. I thought it was Zab."
Average boxing fan with the $4.99 super chat saying, "Nesu es un mamón. Cambia de narrative cuando le conviene. Hace unos meses dijo que Canelo noqueaba a Better Beef, and now he says if Better Beef connects, he KOs Canelo." So he's saying,
but you see, this is the sad part of the boxing fan. This is what happened to me with Wilder, right? I said Wilder would beat Fury. When I realized that he wouldn't beat Fury, I don't pick Wilder anymore. I pick Fury. I'm a hater. I don't know boxing. I'm a flip-flopper. No, I learned my lesson. I seen the fight. I watched the fight too. Why would I pick Wilder again? You understand? Like, I watched the fight too. Why would I keep saying that Better Beef won't knock out Canelo when we just seen what Bivol did? Like, make it make sense. You wasting money to say that you're mad that I evolved. You're mad that I grew. You're mad that I learned from my mistake and the pick that I made. Like, you guys are so fucking weird. Like, no, I gotta go down with the fucking ship. I gotta go down with the burning building. I got to be the captain on the ship. Oh, I got to ride this till the wheels fall off. I pick Wilder. I can't pick him. I got to pick him every single time. No, motherfucker. If he could beat this man, I'm going to pick him over this man. If he can't beat this man, I'm not picking you over this man. And every fight changes your decision.
Absolutely.
You think fucking Shoo hot, what if he look like shit tomorrow? You going to change your opinion. Oh, it's on my mom. Oh, he flip-flopper in the narrative. No, dickhead. When you're wrong, and you change it.
We got Real Jose 1997 with a $2 super chat, and that's Jose Macias who fought Shushu in the amateurs. He just sent $2. Didn't say anything but showing love. I'll reread Lights Out Homie did send that $5 saying here's that $5, and then Sir Saya with a $10 super chat saying great interview, great show, guys. Thank you, Sir Saya, and we'll spin that wheel for you.
And Counter, you asked, why was I behind on the super chats? Because when we do the interviews, we want the interviews to be clean, so we don't read the super chats until after the interviews are done.
Yes.
Then we go back and make sure everyone gets the super chat read.
If you want to ask someone on our show a question, super chatting isn't the way to do it.
Right. We want the interviews to be clean with just all engagement.
Yes.
And one entry into the hoodie raffle for you, Sir Saya.
Boom. Let's try a no again.
All right. Why so serious?
Oh, I know. You there?
Oh.
What up?
What up? What up? What up? I don't know what's going on with the line, bro, but man, what's up to everybody on the show, man? What's good, man?
What's good is
Look,
chilling.
Roy, bro, Roy. I think Roy right. Roy, and you gotta think, you gotta look at it. Roy, he on that old head shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like Roy did certain things in his career, but then he wound up fighting people when the time was right. Like he could have fought tall before he went up. You know what I'm saying? He fought him when he came back down, still fought him. He could have fought Bernard sooner. Money wasn't right, but he still fought him. You know what I'm saying? He still fought the guy. It's just, when he looking at these young guys, he looking at them in a way, he not putting himself in their position no more, put it like that. When he thinking from his self at like right now in the present. He not thinking about Roy back then when he was conducting business. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's just looking at it like that. And that dude, outside, you don't remember that fight when he fought that policeman. Y'all don't remember that fight when Roy hit him? The dude lost track of Roy. He ain't know where Roy was at. Then Roy hit him again and he fell. Y'all remember that fight?
Yeah, I remember seeing that
That
clip.
was the policeman. That's when Roy hit him, got behind him. The dude was looking around. He didn't know where Roy was at. And Roy hit him again. Man, check that fight out. Y'all get a chance, man. Roy one of the best of all time.
I know, appreciate the call. Why so serious? What up?
What up?
Good afternoon, team. How y'all doing? Well, afternoon on the East Coast. I really wanted to get into the Bill Haney thing. I didn't have time to call yesterday, but I'll just keep it high level and say that Bill, you need better lawyers, dog. That's the best thing I can say is you need better lawyers. Because that Australia thing has been around for years, and we're just now trying to bring it to the forefront. That should have been nipped in the butt in the beginning of negotiations. I'm with Ness. Cherry gone wrong, if that's what you want to call it. If you don't like the term cherry, we'll put it in the box of when keeping it real goes wrong. It was a strategic process that failed. But I think when you strip away height and power, Canelo has the better skill set. I just think he approached the fight wrong. He wasn't active enough in the high guard. It's one thing to have the high guard and be active towards the body. It's another thing to be in the high guard and just walking forward. Another thing I thought Canelo did bad was when he goes into his slip and dodging, his hands tend to be down sometimes, and he's stationary with his feet, and it's only the upper body movement, which you see when he do on the speed bag and the reflex bag. So I think if he tunes up a few little things, he has a better shot at him. Like I said, if you strip away everything, I do think Canelo has the better skill set. Bivol was just bigger and stronger, and he was more active.
All right. Looks like Brandon is back, right? That's Brandon, the People's Champ?
Yes, but that's Info Joe above him.
All right.
Because there ain't no show without Info Joe.
Are you ready for our next bout? Let me hear you.
Shout out to the boxing god.
It's showtime.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
Fight starts now. Give the fans a show and let your hands go.
SDS Promotions.
Puff Pastries on IG. Satisfy that cannabis-infused sweet tooth.
Yo.
Mm-hmm.
Info Joe, what up?
Yo. What up, Danny? What up, Bo? What up, Ness?
What up?
Hey, man, I just want to say real fast, y'all have a great Friday. Everybody have a blessed, no stress day. I want to tap in on real quick with this Haney situation. It's unfortunate that his father and church can't go, man, but I got 3 sons. And I tell them, man, all the time, I'm not going to be there with you, man, to hold your hand through this life right here. Some shit you got to do by yourself, man, and it builds character and confidence, man. The most things that helped me in my life, man, is when I went through some shit by myself and I came out with flying colors, I was like, man, I got this. I can do this. You know what I'm saying? So it builds character, man. I'm still picking Haney for the victory, man. He got this. The dude got a great skill set, and I think he got it, man. Even without the knockout, I think he can win this fight. He can outbox this dude. But what else? Oh, man, for the best boxing news, boxing interviews, breakdown, and previews, check out TBV, the #1 pound-for-pound boxing podcast on the planet. I'm out, gentlemen. Put me down for Benavidez, 6-round knockout, and I got Jamal Herring. Shout out to Shoo. You sound like the truth, brother. I wish you the best if you're listening, and sound like you got a bright future. I'm out, champs. Peace.
All right, Brandon, what is up?
Hello, ladies. Anybody that knows me know I've been a player, whether it was in Alabama, Ohio, or anywhere around the globe.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
I've been smashing Telly Swifts, man. I didn't have to become a millionaire to get that caliber of woman. One of the people's choices, one of the fans' favorites, a guy that can galvanize this crowd such as myself. He's too ugly to be the world champ. The world champ should be pretty like me.
The AJ of trucking. Yep, Brandon in Cincinnati.
SDS Promotions.
Yo, what's going on, fellas? How are you?
Straight.
Yeah. I think you said earlier, Ness, it just depends on what side of the spectrum he was daring to be great, fighting a prime champion at a bigger weight class. And if you're a Canelo detractor, you're going to say it's a cherry pick. So it just all depends on what narrative you want to roll with. In my opinion, I don't think it was a cherry pick. It wasn't the fight I wanted to see personally, but a prime champion that's bigger than you, top 2 in the division, I can't say it's a cherry pick. That's just my opinion. Other than that, man, shout out to Shoo. It's my favorite young fighter coming up. Other than that, y'all have a good Friday, man. See y'all.
All right, bro.
Let's go. I'm actually looking for Friday spots, man. Danny told me ain't no Latins out here, no Latin spot. I found hella spots.
That's cool, bro. But I also told you that I never went out my way to look. Like
I thought Omar gave y'all one spot.
Who Omar?
Oscar Omar, the photographer.
Where he gave us?
He said some spot and he was like, the line be crazy long, it'd be super duper packed.
Nah, that ain't where I'm trying to go.
No.
Yo,
A
who
Crown
that?
79 with the $9.99 said Con was a cherry. Bivol wasn't, in my opinion. He was trying to undispute another division.
Spin the wheel for A Crown.
Trying to take it easy.
A Crown.
Uh-oh.
You got to send another $5.
If you want that, you don't have to.
Is that baddie of the day or the glove?
It's the glove.
Okay.
In the meantime, we got Lights Out, homie. He says, on my DJ Khaled vibes right now. Another one. Spin for me 2 times.
But it's...
I think we might have missed one of his spins earlier when we were just going through them. Because I know he had $9.99, $9.99, $9.99. He got the hat with the additional $9.99, and we didn't spin after the third
Yeah, he
one.
got $9.99, $9.99, $5.99, $4.99, then now again $9.99.
Because he sent the 5 instead of letting that $1.99 actually be his entry into the 2 glove.
Let's get him the 2 spins then.
Spinny, spin, time to win.
Unless it lands on the glove or the Eddie Slundy Lara hat.
In which it did, of course.
Wow. South Florida said Cash App info, please.
The Boxing Voice. THABOXINGVOICE.
And
$.
Going out to South Florida, Bougie from Broward.
Bougie with the 24-hour-long intro.
Bring it on, now text that ass too.
Hey, Daddy.
He didn't need
sure you're not cheating. So when he said that he'll fight Leo Santa Cruz or Josh Warrington, but he gonna fight me, I kind of felt like it was disrespectful.
He's just a desperate fan. The originator. Getting so desperate. You know, he know my number. He know how to call me. He know how to get in touch with me.
I feel like I'm the best fighter in boxing. Now I'm bigger, I'm stronger, I'm better. I ain't fighting the racial coach.
This is not it. SDSB.
This is my time to show the world who Terrence Bud Crawford is.
Why that don't even sound Terrence, right? What up?
It is, TVV.
Bougie,
It's your boy
bougie.
Bougie to Vegas. You already know what it is. Happy Friday. I'm ready for this weekend. See what my boy, the Mexican Monster, finna do. Okay, and I'm pretty interested in that Jamel Herring fight. Y'all done got me kind of interested in that. I was gonna watch it because I'm a boxing fan, but y'all really got me interested to see what he gonna do with this prospect. It's a prospect he fighting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Jermaine Ortiz.
All right. Yeah, so we gonna see how that goes. Anyway, as far as my boy, Devin Haney, I'm sure him and his dad, Mr. Bill Great, he had all this plan. I'm sure he had a plan B, plan C, just in case for a situation like this. I think he's still gonna go in there. He's gonna do his thing. He's not gonna forget his game plan. I'm sure his godfather, because I'm sure Bill Haney, they strategize everything. So I'm sure that his godfather was in training camp with him just in case this happens. So everyone on that team, everyone on the Haney team is on the same page. So I think it's still gonna go the same. I know having a father, because I'm a fighter myself. So having that your trainer in there, and like it plays a big role. But if you have the game plan in your hand as a fighter, you're gonna dominate. You good. You stick with that game plan, and like you said, his godfather, Zal Judah father, he's well experienced. He been across the country, and he won undisputed. So, like I said, he's good. He's good. Rooting for him. Waiting for next in 2 weeks. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting on this Tank and Rolly thing, and I'm really interested. Like I said, I done see my boy Tank spar, and I'm about to go see him get some more work in. I think tomorrow. Matter of fact, they want us to come back out to the gym. But anyway, I'm going to see my boy tomorrow. I'm just kind of interested in this damn style, this Rolly style, what he going to do and all that shit. But anyway, y'all have a good one. I'm going to talk with y'all and then see y'all when I see y'all.
For sure, champ. Appreciate you. Any other super chats, Bo, or are we good?
We're good.
We good to run? Heading for the hills?
Yep.
We out. Anything we don't got to do nothing but close the show?
Nah, and we're going to shoot some TikToks
What
out
about this 8 crown, $5.99, $4.99?
That was his follow-up for the entry. And keep in mind, we are coming back this evening, correct, with the John Pascal.
Yep.
We got
a poll going right now to make sure that you guys want us to do certain fight chats. We are doing the Fei Ling Young Ming, but we still asked. We also asked, what's the other one that Danny wanted to do?
Floyd and
I
Dangerous,
put the Richards and
Dangerous Don Moore.
And I put that. I put the Floyd and Don Moore. And I put Joshua Buatsi. 55% say yes. 45% say no, not worth it. I'm not watching.
So we'll see how the poll does.
What they say on the Fei Long Ming?
Fei Long Ming, no. Fei Long Ming versus John Pascal isn't worth the time. 79%.
So we skipping that?
Should we do a live fight chat for Mayweather Don Moore? No, don't waste time. 71%. So we'll let them. It's still early. It's still early.
Very early.
Nestor Gibbs on TikTok. Nestor Gibbs on YouTube. Catch my new podcast. Absolutely nothing to do with boxing. It's gonna be dropping May 24th with this gorgeous supermodel by the name of Jamie Villamore. She's a gun shooting supermodel, and she was my first guest on the show. And you can catch me with sweaty palms and acting anxious on my first episode. Give me some feedback. May 24th it premieres.
Yes, indeed. The Boxing Voice, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Ringwalk Danny, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And Bo, where can they find you?
Bo from Bauman, a hood near you. Bo Mason _ TBV on Instagram.
Boom, we out.
Bye.